Welcome to the Black Lodge Games live stream.
What's up?
We are only 2 minutes late today, but we are here, and we got some comments already. What's this very first one? Come join our locals community. Someone shilling their stuff in our stream. It's us.
Obviously.
You can check the pinned comment. You can use promo code Midwit to get a month free at our locals. You get all of our YouTube videos a week before they come out.
Yep.
You get to interact with everyone,
Comment,
community, comment, outside of just YouTube comments and Twitter posts and things like that. We're also going to be doing a
monthly live stream
there, which is probably our first one will be next week, I believe. And that'll be just for subscribers, so it'll be a lot more intimate. But yeah, go check it out. Use promo code Midwit, gets you a month free, and it's a lot of fun. But
yeah, a lot of good conversation already there.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. I mean, we've got people who, we had Broken Blade on last week to talk about his game, and his Kickstarter got over the finish line, which is awesome. But he's looking for playtesters for his Perilous D6 system. So if you actually want in on that, go join the community, or if you can find his Discord. I don't have the link for it at the moment. Great guy. Kyle's awesome. That was a great stream. But yeah, basically, we had a pretty good week on YouTube. Highest performing video ever, thankfully.
The video did well.
Yeah, it did very well, and we thank everybody for watching it. And
anyone who's new here, thank you for tuning in for sure.
And thank you.
We put a lot of thought in that video.
It's
something we had wanted to do for the past 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while. And then we tried to write it the previous week, and we did. We wrote a first draft of it, but was not quite there. And so it took another week to think about it and kind of let it cook, and then went back and rewrote the entire script, and it came out way, way better. And which paid off, which is awesome. And hopefully it's still cooking, so it's still going, which is pretty awesome. But let's see what you guys have to say, because that's what we're here. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And if any of you are new, I am Ginger Fraser. This is young Steve Buscemi.
Of course.
We are on a mission from God to bring a high level of immersion to tabletop role-playing games. And we do believe that there is only one true way to play, and it's our way.
Yes.
And we're correct. Vid says, I'm ready, biting at the bit. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, man.
We were smoking cigarettes and then frantically setting up the live stream. Insert smoking other things as well joke here. Thank you, Squat Bench Deadlift. Smonk, I think is what that's supposed to be. Black Lung Games.
I like that.
Zing. Nick C wins the night. Yeah. Thanks, man. I'll cherish this moment always. I'll be printing this chat so I can put it on my wall. Nice. Squat Bench Deadlift. Good to see you, man.
As
I wonder what we'll see after the jarring pink shirt and the 10-gallon hat. My bet is cowboy boots, spurs, and all. Just a gym shirt today. This was earned after my first what do they call it? First strength training program at a gym that I used to go to in Brooklyn. That had a starting strength coach there, and it was awesome. Let's see here. Can't wait to be viscerally reminded of my player with a speech impediment who insisted on voice acting everything her character said.
Oof.
Hello, fellow method role players.
Hello, Mr. Max.
I hope we also have some role play Oscar nominees here tonight as well. We only want the finest talent.
Absolutely. Love and hate that Mr. Max, you and yours got to Wendy's Land.
Oh, God, I know. We got the notification. I got 3 notifications because I'm subscribed to all your channels.
Yeah, because everybody, which is such a power move.
I know. They stream the game and then they simulcast it. So, Mr. Max and Co. They a few years ago there was an RPG released by Wendy's.
It's a module. It's like a supplement by Wendy's.
It's
called the Feast.
Yeah, Feast
of Legends.
Yeah, and it's way more in depth than it has any right to be. The art is better than a lot of stuff that's in
the
5e.
Art is better. Yeah. The world building is better.
Yeah.
the pre-gen or not the pre-gen, but the NPCs, they have it all actually fits.
Yeah. It's a coherent world.
Yeah, which is more than can be said for most 5e products.
So we had been planning on doing the immersive Feast of Legends live actual play, but they apparently
beat us to it.
Yeah, they beat us to it. Greetings. My roleplay is describing how my dwarven axe cleaves flesh. Cool.
Yeah, definitely describe combat.
Yeah, and describe the deaths of your enemies and the deaths of your characters.
Absolutely.
I'm somewhat of an actor myself. Yeah. I love that we can all just communicate in meme.
Yeah.
Immediately know what someone is meaning. It's like that
Darmok and Jalad.
Yeah, the PNG episode.
I should wear my Darmok and Jalad. A spring tour, star date, whatever.
Yeah.
Very amusing meme shirt.
Remember, while method role playing, we want to be like Heath Ledger, not Jared Leto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not like the aftermath part of that.
Yeah.
Don't OD on sleeping pills.
Unless that's what your character would do.
Yeah. How's it going, Full Metal Dragon? Even in all, I'm a Camel Gold man myself. Nice. I am a Newport 100 man.
A Newport 100 subhuman.
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather be neither. Ginger Fraser going Leather Daddy tonight. The ultimate immersive roleplay experience. Yeah, there's not going to be a costume every single time.
Yeah. We have to keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah, the whole stream is going to be in character. Just you wait.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we are often late. Today was, well, I mean, every time it's not our fault, but
yes,
today the microphone wasn't working for some reason, so we had to restart the computer. Looking forward to this discussion, an important topic and often the bane of any quality experience at the table, if not properly communicated.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's it going, man? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Smoking various things. More like Black Lodge Gaming, am I right? Yep. Good one, man. How's it going? Good to see you, Doc Flamingo. Andreas Mueller, hello. Shauner says, some people in here don't even roleplay.
Shauner cannot be defeated.
Yeah.
He is immune to all damage.
Maybe they will after the stream. Hopefully.
That is always the hope. You always have to have hope.
Primeval Fantasy says, the acting vid was really well done. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it was really a lot of work writing that. Because we did not want to screw it up. Not screw it up, but just like it needed to be done, and it needed to be done right, because no one's fucking talked about that yet.
Well, not only has no one talked about it, we were trying to engage with a wider group of people, not just the people who already get it. We're trying to convey the message, and it's really hard to take these impressions and all the different thoughts that we have and put them together in a short video that actually makes sense and is not overly autistic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they can and we also,
and you're never going to get as we've said before, people wanting to start their own channel, and I don't know what to say, or I'm worried about making a bad impression. We did the best we could, and it was a great video.
Yeah.
It was cogent and clear, and the comment section is still filled with people willfully or by virtue of their own IQ unable to understand the message.
Yeah. We got a lot. It's like almost all positive comments.
Yeah.
And then animals.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, because we're constantly referred to now somewhat, I think, in a
like a tongue-in-cheek manner,
tongue-in-cheek, friendly way. Yeah, theater kids. And I was a theater kid, like full on theater kid, and I got better. But yeah, I mean, I did it all throughout high school. I studied theater, and in college, that was my major. And then I went to New York and started going to auditions, and was like, I hate these people. I was like, I don't want to hang around with actors all day.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was really horrible. And it was funny because one of my best friends from college, who I had been like roommates with for a long time, he was also out there, and we kind of drifted apart for a while. And then like years later, we were talking again, and he's just like, yeah, so like, why don't you do acting anymore? And I was like, I just honestly, dude, like I hate actors.
It sucks.
Yeah, and he goes, they're the worst people on the planet. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I did like audiobook narration for a couple of years and some other stuff. And so there's obviously like the theater
we should put
thing.
A short together of you reading that H.L. Mencken.
Oh yeah. It'd have to be several shorts because Mencken is long-winded.
A series of shorts.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like there is clearly an overlap, I think, between acting and role playing because it's in both cases you're trying to get into the mindset of someone else. You're pretending to be someone else,
right? There's there's a core of make believe in both activities.
Yeah,
but massive differences.
Oh yeah, huge differences. And I mean the big thing, obviously, is that in a play or a movie or a video game, even you have scripted lines and dialogue. As one of my
you're trying to conform to something and make that thing come or be not legible, be perceptible to
well yeah, you're trying to, and the thing is that people also are missing too is a lot of times they're like, oh my God, this actor's so good and blah 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 blah, and it's like that most cases that like a lot of cases that is true, but there's so much more that goes into especially movies and TV where it's like the selection of the film stock and the lens that they're shooting you with and the movement of the camera or non-movement of the camera, the set design, the lighting, like the costumes, everything is perfectly fine-tuned to make this thing to show to you and to convey like a very explicit, like this is what this story is, and we're going to add in all of this other visual and audio information that's going to convey this story to you. It's a crafted thing that is plotted out so well in advance that you can't people have no idea how much work and time goes into making these things. And that is not what an RPG is like at all.
Right. Not only do you not have that, as we say, you don't need and you wouldn't want that because that's not what you're trying to do. The point isn't, again, to tell a story. The point is to embody a character in a moment and discover what happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're in a living world. You're not in a play or a story or anything. All right. It looks like we got a super chat.
Oh my God.
$10 from Kyle.
Thank you, man.
Very much appreciated. My group started playing Zweihander with randomly generated characters, and my surviving level 0 was a middle-aged female prostitute with a disfiguring facial scar. No apologies, no compromises. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Based.
Yeah.
Yeah, but an RPG is something is very, very, and thank you again, man. The $10, we really do appreciate that. And you guys are going to be very excited because we're relaunching the podcast soon.
Very soon, yeah.
Like first week of March-ish. And it's going to be fucking awesome. And your super chats are not going to waste.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Just so you know. But in a role-playing game, you do not have a script. Your GM should not have a pre-plotted out story or sequence of events that you're going to be forced through on the rails. You should be playing a character in a living world and being able to make choices as that character. And in the sense that, yes, actors are making choices about what they're doing with the character, they're doing it in much, much, much more narrowly constrained structure. Whereas yours is totally open. And the overlap, though, is really like everyone. I knew two types of actors. And I think anyone else who has any acting experience in this chat will probably confirm this, basically 100%. There were the type that wanted attention and wanted to be seen and to perform and really loved, being watched.
All eyes on them.
All eyes on me. Give me this spotlight and let me, perform the play or whatever it is. And they were just some of the most annoying people. Some of them were immensely talented, but that was clearly what they were after. But the other kind were people who, through rehearsal and through trying to be in the moment, had that moment of like total spontaneity, even within this very limited thing of like having lines to say and things like that, where it's as if like the character in the world came to life.
Right.
And that experience is like so awesome and so addictive.
Yeah.
That they throw their lives away and chasing a career.
This is the thing. It's like you can have this every week with 0 production value. And moreover, the behavior, the way of playing that the game really encourages is for you to have those moments.
Yeah.
If you don't, obviously, and that's the reason why you shouldn't have a pre-plotted out story if you're the GM, why you shouldn't be worrying about how you're seeming to other people if you're a player or if you're a GM. Obviously these things can and do take place. We see it. We have words for it, railroads, etc. You can play, you do the activity as a board game. The reason that's wrong is because it's you're getting less out of it.
Right.
There are other activities that have crunchier, more strategic rules, right?
Yeah.
If you want to play a game, there are board games, there are war games out there. You can watch a movie if you want to experience or be inspired by an interesting, or be entertained by an interesting plot or interesting characters who have arcs and peaks and valleys and this sort of thing and dramatic beats. But being in the moment is something that is uniquely captured and uniquely, conveyed to the people who do it that no other activity can. Right. That is why we're saying that that's the best way to play, the one true way to play.
Right. It's because if you are missing out, and the thing is, you can do the tactical wargaming thing.
Yeah.
With this layered onto it.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Mutually exclusive.
Right. And so it's like you ignore one
at the cost of so much else.
Yeah. You should be doing both, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Joy of Wargaming had a great tweet today where he said that it's like RPGs, role-playing scenarios generate war games, basically, in terms of like the decisions that you're going to make. I'm interpreting what he's saying here. The decisions you're going to make are going to cause like all these like kind of second and third order effects and create these other scenarios. And then playing that from the kind of wargaming aspect of it, that's going to generate more role-playing scenarios. There's this kind of like feedback loop on it, which sounds very cool. So I'm toying with some ideas for.
I think that's definitely the case for a more like classical old D&D, like way of doing things,
right?
Where that can happen.
Yeah.
But
our thing is definitely it's like the feeling of being in a different world and that being like coming to life is awesome. It's like, why would you sacrifice that for or actively try?
It's a lesser experience. I've said it many times. Having had those experiences many times, any other experience, any experience that isn't in service of that or isn't trying to reach that, it's so reduced that it's a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I would have no interest playing tabletop games if I couldn't do that. Or if I was in an environment that was not sort of on the table. Again, no gaming is better than bad gaming.
Yeah. Let's catch up with the chat here a little bit. It looks like we got a whole bunch.
From Argentina. Afuera.
How's it going? Yeah, afuera.
Living in based world over there.
Based land. The Troublesome Troubadour. Hello, guys. I think using body language is more important than doing silly voices. Greetings from South America. Yeah, you should be looming and threatening the other players at all times and making them uncomfortable.
And again, it's not because I'm from fantasy Lithuania, so I need to go down a YouTube rabbit hole and figure out what a Lithuanian accent is and how it's different from a German or a Polish or what have you. Do what comes naturally when you try and think about being in that character's shoes.
It's
like
gonna
have body language and language.
It's like an accent. Think about what it would be like to be this person and then pretend to be
that person.
It's not hard. Dunk South. Back when my pals and I were high schoolers, nobody put any effort into character voices, but our characters actually tended to be much more interesting. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm like agnostic on character voices. I'm like, if you do a voice, that's cool.
Yeah.
And like, I think that if you're playing the character, your voice is going to change somehow. It doesn't mean you're going to do like an accent.
But it could be, again, the cadence
is going to be different.
The pacing of your, the emphasis you put on different words.
Yeah. But I'm not like, oh, you're not doing a voice?
Yeah, it's like again,
you're not role playing.
Right.
You can
just get into character.
Just get into character.
And don't worry about anything else.
Exactly. Doing people a favor by telling them that they are horrifically wrong. Correct.
Yeah.
This is correct.
Many people need to hear that.
Right. And this is the stupid criticism we get all the time. We've been getting it a lot on this video and on a lot of other videos recently where they're like, you're falling into this one true wayism. Like you're falling into that trap of one true wayism.
It's a trap to think that all perspectives are equal, or are completely neutral. That there is such a thing as like a valueless position. That's the trap.
It's literally, think of anything in your life. They're like, whether it's losing weight, getting stronger, fixing something in your house. There are principles and tools and things that you can use to accomplish those goals better than other ways. Not all means are the same.
Yes.
Using a drill is better than using your fingernail.
Right. You can do the job.
I guess you could try to do the job.
Yeah.
But I don't have to sit there and be like, you know what? You're
don't,
right.
Yeah, don't tell me that using a drill is not.
Yeah, your fingernail version, that's
equally as valid.
That's the same thing. It's as long as you're having fun.
As long as you fixed the problem.
Yeah,
good for you.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
So two things to consider for that whole line of thinking is just entertain the thought. What if there was one true way and you weren't doing it? Wouldn't you want to find out? Yeah. Maybe if you could do the one true way to get the maximum satisfactory experience out of the activity, to act in accordance with the nature of the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you want to do that? And then the second thought you need to realize is that there is one true way.
The thing you need to realize.
Yeah. But it's so frustrating. Because it's like, okay, you're just disagreeing with how I do it.
Right. And this is the thing.
And that's what I'm doing with you, but I'm willing to say you're wrong.
Correct.
Here's why. And people are like, well, you're just saying it could. Somebody literally said this. You're just saying this because reasons. And it's like, it's not because reasons.
Yeah.
It's because specific reasons.
Right.
That I explained.
It's like as if reasons aren't reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This video made me think about that.
Uh-huh.
Smoking menthol cigarettes and eating Kobe beef. Nice.
Nice.
Jim Shirt approves. Starting strength is great. Yes, they are awesome. The 99%ers are having fun, though, in their games.
It's quote-unquote fun through their quote-unquote games and their quote-unquote lives.
I'm a method role player. The hardest part is hiding all of the bodies. I've noticed that role-playing tends to be easier for modern settings, like Call of Cthulhu, Savage Worlds, etc., versus D&D, Pathfinder, or other medieval-ish fantasy games. Easier to do with the familiar?
I think the reason is because so much like so many bad tropes have accumulated.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you were to do Middle Earth, like the way Tolkien described it, that is very different than Pathfinder or Forgotten Realms. And that's a fantasy setting. if you're doing like Middle Earth properly, or taking that world seriously, it's going to require a lot more knowledge and forethought and attention to detail than doing, slop fantasy. And I think the reason
slop fantasy, that's a good one.
The reason why I think it seems like modern settings might encourage it more is because we're intimately familiar with what makes sense and what doesn't make sense because we live in the modern world.
And also just the setting material for those games tends to be a lot more flavorful.
Yeah. Well, definitely Call of Cthulhu, but like Savage World, I wouldn't say. Sure. That's very like pulp. It's very, shoot from the hip, which is fine. It's going for that pulp style. But if you're doing something in like the 20th or the 21st century, you have so much more like knowledge. You have a higher resolution image of what makes sense in that world.
But I mean, it's like, just even look at the kind of descriptive flavor that comes in like the Vampire Core book versus the Player's Handbook.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just the entire thing. It's a completely different mindset from
it's just and there hasn't been many games in a fantasy setting that have given that attention to detail.
One exception
is Shadows. I was thinking exactly that.
Is Shadows of Estrin, of which we are big fans and we'll be running at some point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mr. Max says, remember a few months ago, I got you on my channel to talk about getting out of the echo chambers. Clearly, you guys figured it out. Congratulations. Excellent content. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, we're trying. And I looked at, I've been just staring at the analytics. Basically, that's all I've been doing. And this video, though it's not really being suggested in the sidebar much, where it is being suggested was on Professor Dungeon Master, Ginny D, and Bob Worldbuilder. So we are invading normie space. Normies are no longer safe. And thank you for having us on. And we will like to have you on the show at some point.
Yeah, man.
Maybe to talk about Bastard Sword. I'm still doing strong lifts, but advanced with accessories. Starting strength is good too, though. Yep. I mean, basically, if you're doing like compound movements, barbells, that's going to be good. Seeing that you speak a lot how to improve things in the hobby, can you share your lower points during play? I would like to hear some horror stories. Oh God.
So many.
Yeah. I have fewer than you.
Yeah, because I spent like Moses. I spent my time in the desert was 10 years in online.
Yeah,
in Roll20 space. So
I've had some bad experiences. I've made some bad experiences for people
who had it coming.
Yeah, not necessarily. I just straight up ruined a couple games. Like there was when I was in college, someone was running Pathfinder, and I played a tiefling. I didn't even know what a tiefling was until that. But here's the thing. This was before tieflings were all purple and green and all this other shit.
Right.
I was I think I started off as like neutral good, but we immediately ended up having to change me to like chaotic evil because I was doing like the player character thing, like just like going completely off the rails and do it like just like stealing and murdering and all this stuff, like truly how a tiefling in retrospect, how a tiefling would behave.
An irredeemably damned creature.
But looking back on that, I was just like, oh God, I ruined that game. Yeah. Like I absolutely ruined that game. I ran a bad game for that group too. We tried to play Scion. And that was dog shit. That was like the worst game I've ever run. But I've been in some bad games. I got really drunk on Lou's live play game one time. I drank like 3/4 of a fifth of whiskey or something. I was like blacking out. It was bad. I think that game no longer exists.
Probably not. I think Lou got rid of most of his stuff.
But then the worst game that I ever played in was I was in college. I played one session as a player in Vampire the Requiem in the New Orleans setting book module, whatever you want to call it. And I was intimately familiar with everything in that book already. But I was like, I'm not going to metagame. I don't want to metagame.
Right.
I'm going to go in and do this. And I'm not kidding. The GM unloaded every major secret that's in that book over the course of 90 minutes. And I was like, I'm never
speed running Requiem.
Yeah. I was like, I'm never fucking doing this again.
Yeah.
Like what is, it was horrible.
Man.
It was horrible.
Yeah. A GM with no imagination.
Oh God, no imagination. And the other thing was, I could tell nobody else could tell this, but I could tell this. He was getting frustrated because I intimately knew the rule system, so I knew what my character could do. And I wasn't playing an OP character. It was literally just like
interesting.
Like character.
Was he upset that you weren't asking him like how to do things? Or
No. He was upset because I was doing things that was just outsmarting whatever he wanted to happen.
Okay, I was playing the game.
Yes. Yeah. Like it was the thing, like I obviously was playing a Nosferatu because they're the best clan.
Nosferatu are cool, especially in Requiem.
Yeah, it's so good. And I was like out of torpor. I been like 80 years in torpor or something like that. Wake up, brain is Swiss cheese, trying to get my bearings, and like, I don't know, someone's like trying to jump us or do something. And so I start using my nightmare power to do like, it's like level 2 nightmare dread. Like I basically make them quake in their boots.
Right.
And I'm describing this, getting into it, whatever. And I could tell he was just like, oh God, he was like, all right, like he continues his thing. And the other players are going, this is so cool.
Yeah.
At the end of the session, they were like, that was the best session ever, Matt. You totally have to come back. I was like, I am
never coming
back to this game ever. Oh God. And of course, the guy who ran that game was a disgusting troll-looking person.
Yeah.
So it was horrible because it was literally like, you're just gonna dump every cool fucking plot hook, the answer to every plot hook, like immediately.
I don't even know how. Even if that was my explicit goal for some reason, I don't think I could do it.
It's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah. The failure loop back on itself to be somewhat staggering.
That left such a bad taste in my mouth that I was like, I'm never playing with those people again. I'm going to wait until I find a good group.
Yeah.
Then I tried running Exalted for some of my theater friends, and they were terrible at role playing, which was shocking to me. Because I was like, you know how we do this every day?
Yeah.
In class.
You should be good at this.
Like you should just be good at this. You should just know. And they like, one of the girls was totally paralyzed. Like she couldn't think of like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Like, there was no script, basically, was the problem.
Yeah.
And that also was really bad. So I had to resort to, because my school throttled any video streaming chat at the time because it was just consumed too much bandwidth. So Skype and things like
online.
That. Yeah, so this was the earliest days. There's no Google Plus yet, like any of that. It's like Skype is this cutting edge thing you can do, and our internet connection would not allow it.
2006 technology.
Yeah, I was playing via chat with some people that I knew were good, and that was it was like the worst way to get the gaming goodness, you know, but I was getting some crumbs.
Slow drip.
Yeah, I was getting some crumbs.
Yeah.
So that sucked. But I resolved after that to just not ever play in bad games.
Yeah,
so I didn't game.
Correct.
There was periods of like 2-3 years at a time, multiple periods where I just didn't game.
Yeah. I know I'll briefly share a couple of mine. On the topic of Vampire, I played in a Masquerade game. It was online on Roll20. Seemed like it had a good evocative description. It was for Friday night. I was living on the East Coast at the time. The guy who was running it was living in the UK. He was British, and it was like 8 to midnight my time. So that's like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
British time, like, just so I'm sure, is that the correct time. You have this time posted. Like, yeah. I'm not actually doing anything. I'm a student. So it's actually fine. Like, okay, I mean, it's your game, your call. You set it up, not me. And there were many things wrong with that game. But the funniest thing is I was kidnapped in this was on it was Roll20 and voice chat on Discord. I got taken to a private chat for like a solo scene, which I did not want with this guy.
You did not consent.
I did not consent. And he didn't have it in him because he fell asleep while monologuing. Like, first I thought, like, is this like a long pause here? Like, and he had video here, like, but it was like very dark.
Yeah,
it was dark for all of us, but he had like no lights on in his room, so he was sort of. I couldn't tell that he fell asleep until I heard the like. Holy shit! So then I came back into and with the rest of the group, and we just made fun, tore him to shreds. Like, this game is dog shit, right? Like, oh god, yeah, yeah.
Oh man. It depends on the tone of the game. Dungeon delving for the sake of it makes no sense. Fantasy worlds can be great for role playing, in my opinion. It's just how you approach it. Correct. Critical Role got mogged by their own fans for doing the Wendy's episode. Correct. Yeah, I think because the Wendy's CEO, I think, was like a Trump supporter, but also because Wendy's exploits their workers or some other shit. So they donated all the profits from that episode to, like, I don't know, like a farm community or something.
I don't care. Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is delicious.
Yeah, Wendy's is good.
Wendy's is good.
And their social media is amazing.
Yeah.
D&D is first gen. Call of Cthulhu is closer to second gen. Role-playing is non-existent in first gen games. I don't believe that, Shauner. I know that... Okay, I agree. Most people that play role-playing games don't really role-play. I agree with you.
The overwhelming majority, yes.
And that was true of a lot of the people who play D&D. It was just,
it's true then and it's true now.
It's true then, it's true now. But there were a lot of people in the 70s that instantly recognized what this was. And what these games could do. And we will be talking about this on the podcast. We will be talking about this on the podcast. Critical Role tried to play Feast of Legends, and the cancel crowd came for them. They had to apologize. Yeah, they didn't have to apologize.
That was where they went wrong.
They should have taken the money
exactly
and just ignored them.
Yeah,
and it would have been fine.
They should have kept playing it.
Yeah. I once had an actual method role player. We had called him by his character's. Oh God, we had to call him by his character's name. Even when just chatting, he would stand out and act everything out when it was his turn. It was funny for 5 minutes. Oh God, man!
You should have rolled for initiative and socked him in the mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
In character.
I started practicing playing guitar to set the mood while narrating as a GM. Seeing the results already. Oh, okay. So you posted that on the locals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like, "What is this person talking about?"
Yeah.
How's it going? Good to see you, man. You're always welcome to come back on the show. Congratulations on
well deserved. Goal. Very excited.
Yeah. Menthol cigs, exactly. Cool. No. Wendy's RPG is somewhat based. It's about eating meat.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. Critical Role didn't do Wendy's in 4D style, though. That's true. Yeah. What's it say? Smoking on butanes, Shadow Garden Grove, Dark Evil
I don't know what that is.
They water this shit with the blood of 36 dragons. This must be like special cigarettes of some kind.
Okay.
Fantasy cigarettes.
Fantasy cigarettes.
High grade. Ed Shauner. What do you mean I don't role play? I just made my charisma check. You lose. Convey the message versus convey the message.
Yeah.
How's it going, Jester? Good to see you,
What's
man.
happening?
You're doing good, keeping the videos short, trim all the fat you can. Being brief and direct is better than pussyfooting around. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the things that we learned is like you cannot tax the viewer's attention at all, because they start dropping off, and if your retention goes down, you don't get very many views.
Yeah.
You need to keep people on the hook as long as you can, and so it's like, unless you're gonna do like the like really over edited visually, like Mr. Beast style, keep your attention, like you just have to have something really interesting to say and say it quickly. You guys have been killing it on the videos lately. Keep
Thank
it up.
you, man.
Thank you. We got the next one is all plotted out already. We just have to finish writing the script and then shoot the fucking thing. And so that'll be out next week.
Yes, indeed.
Doc Flamingo pointed me to the worst Traveler podcast. Knows nothing about roleplay.
Yeah, that's right. Last week, immediately after the stream ended, Shoner started live streaming.
30 minutes, he was already live streaming about it.
He never stops. Yeah. He never sleeps. You cannot escape it. He will find your actual play.
You guys are the base theater, or the BTKs, base theater kids. Thank you, and that is true. Y'all gonna vivisect Daggerheart?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Because it doesn't seem, based on what I know, which is not a lot, it doesn't seem like it's interesting at all.
And so I did watch Bob Worldbuilder's about 2/3 of his video on it, on how the combat system works, and it's like it has a combat system.
Yeah. If there's nothing,
it does that to me, I'm like, okay, it's a game at least, but I don't need I don't feel the need to really go in on
we're not trying to chase it.
Yeah.
If there's something interesting we think that we have to say, then we'll talk about it.
But and like with Candela Obscura, like I was like, I want to review this because it will go wider. It will go outside of our little niche. And I literally just thought that it was going to be like a Call of Cthulhu ripoff and like just kind of like whatever, not for me, but very middling. I was not expecting it to be amazing, and I definitely wasn't expecting it to be nearly as bad as it was. So it was shocking to me how bad I thought it was.
We ended up having a lot more.
Yeah, I ended up having a lot more to say. So that was unexpected, unanticipated. So maybe that would happen with Daggerheart. It's the same guy writing the game.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Common J says, for $10. Thank you very much, man, for the super chat.
Thank you.
Is there a difference between a bad character versus badly written character?
I mean, I feel like the answer has to be yes, but I'm not sure what you mean by
badly written.
I think a bad character, just the way that like hits off of me on immediate read is a bad character is a badly role-played character. A badly written character is an artificial character because you've planned out everything.
And that plan sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you have
it's an
what's an example of like a badly written character in like TV? There's so many, but none are coming to mind at the moment.
A badly written character. I mean, anything modern. If you watch it long enough,
like any new Marvel movie or whatever.
Any new Marvel movie.
Any Marvel movie with a woman in it.
Basically, almost any character in the later seasons of Game of Thrones, because
yes, that's perfect. Like
Daenerys, they started
Jon
good,
Snow,
and then they change inexplicably, or their actions lead them to consequences which make no sense.
Oh man, we're gonna get off topic here, but I don't think I don't think that like people were like Daenerys' change at the end. It was so sudden and blah. It was not. Does nobody remember her crucifying everyone and totally disrupting these civilizations? She the entire time in that show was a millennial boss babe running around with her 3 pit bulls.
That is true.
Like getting her way on everything as this army of simps that surround her, that just enable her. And
actually the most accurate portrayal.
Yeah, she's literally just like, I am going to be queen because I am the queen, and therefore I'm going to, it's like she buries people alive, just burns people indiscriminately. And then like one time she feels bad because someone's like, your dragon burned my sheep and my child. And she's like, chain him up, my babies. You have to put them away. But like the whole thing with her at the end, it's like, did nobody else? I get why people found it jarring, because the writers of the show portrayed her atrocities as acts of heroism and liberation and all this stuff, as opposed to her being a murderous, tyrannical oppressor and destroyer of the social order from the very beginning. And so
violently imposing the house on.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And so it was jarring to people because they had built her up as this hero. When if you just turn off the music and the sound and just watch what she does, she's just killing people. Oh man, yeah, it was so. But there are some badly written characters in that show.
Yeah,
and so that's like someone having like a poorly written character is a character that is that acts in ways that are unrealistic, that are or maybe they're just it's just stupid tropes, with nothing behind it. They do things that are unmotivated. They do things that are
you either didn't think about it enough or thought about it way too much.
They do things that are unmotivated, basically, is what it is.
Right.
And that would be a badly written character. But like what you said is like a badly role-played character. The idea of the character might actually be pretty solid.
It's really cool, but you're not.
But you're just bad.
Right.
So the character's bad.
Yeah.
Doc Flamingo here
Holy
for $5. A bad character and a badly written character are different things, but they will almost always coincide. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. There's a big Venn diagram there.
Yeah.
You are correct. All right. Let me see here. All right. Doc Flamingo. I'm a screenwriter. I mentioned this on your channel before, but you guys really helped give focus to my RPG design. Awesome. Thinking of how mechanics help portray a character in the world really brought it together. So thanks.
That's awesome.
Awesome. That's really great to hear, man. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yes, exactly. We're saving the world. Shauner has no taste. Here's the thing, Doc Flamingo.
You think your words matter.
See, the thing is, I love Shauner, and I love watching him terrorize people. But since you're in the chat, I'll let you know on a secret. Shauner is invulnerable. Nothing you say, he doesn't care. So you can't get mad at him. If you get mad at him, he wins because that entertains him and that entertains us.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that you can say that will make him mad generally. So it's just don't play his game. And that is how you beat Shauner.
Yeah. Or just get better.
Or just get better. Yeah. Death Panda. Acting vid was good. It felt more informative than argumentative, which was refreshing.
That was the intention.
That was the intention. And it wasn't, because this is also, I felt like this was a perspective that no one had ever put forward and hadn't really, people aren't really putting a perspective forward on the acting thing.
They're barely putting any perspective forward
at all.
Full stop.
Right.
And certainly not about this. Again, because of the brainwashing about one true wayism. It's like everyone is afraid to their core to have a viewpoint about anything.
Yeah. Which is loathsome.
Yeah, it is truly evil.
Even actors' moms have a hard time drumming up any sympathy. Yeah. What makes you hate actors, Mr. Ginger Fraser? I'm just curious. I can tell you that. And I can't blame them for all of this, but I found that they were incredibly, incredibly, incredibly self-centered, and not in the based Randian way, in just the annoying, can't stop talking about themselves way.
Yeah.
And literally their entire life revolved around theaters and audition and theater and auditions and classes they were taking and, name dropping who they're working with or like who they got in the room with and who they were seen by. And it was literally the only thing that they could talk about. And I was like, I have other thoughts and interests.
Yeah, it's like I don't know anything about actors or the acting world, but hearing you talk about it, that seems like such a horrifically feminine
it is
dog's life.
It is
to like willingly subject yourself and willingly want what meager scraps you can get and what meager attention you can get from other people who ultimately don't care about you or hate you.
Yeah, it was there was also, and the thing, like I said, I can't really blame them for that because if you're in a place like LA or New York and you actually want to have a career and make it, it has to be your whole life. Like that can be the only thing you think about. You eat, drink, and sleep that, because if you don't, there's no chance. There's not enough jobs, too many people competing over those same jobs, and the level of competition that you have out there is unlike anything you've ever seen. Because it's like, if you think that you are 1 in a million in terms of your level of talent, skill, whatever, if you move to New York, just based on population numbers, there's 20 of them. There's 20 of you that already lived there that you're competing against. But it's way more than that, because New York and LA draw the 1 in a million from everywhere, and it also draws the 1 in 10 million and the 1 in 100 million, and so it's the level of talent that you're up against is just it's so high, and it's not impossible to make a living being an actor. I know some people who've done it, but it really is like, there's only a couple people that I met where I was like, whoa, you have it. Like, you have something special about you. And even then, that was not always enough, because it was like, the stories. Like,
you've never gotten invited to the Oscars because of your friends. Like,
no, it's like people being like, I know the. It's like, how did that person get that role? They're not that good. And it's like, because that person is fucking the producer, or that person decided to blow the writer, at the audition. It's like fucking wild story. So it's like, even if you're the best of the best, you're out competing everybody, it still might not be enough. And so it's like, it's a very, it was just gross. Like everything about it, there was a lot of it was very vapid. And the thing that sucked and was really kind of heartbreaking about it all is that there is a lot of good stuff in there as well. And there is a lot of stuff that's not vapid, that is really like the deep, artistic, artsy fartsy shit that I like, and a lot of people making stuff like that. But it's just being surrounded by that. And then also just like going to these fucking auditions and being like, I could have done anything else with my day. It's like, I just spent 4 hours here. I got seen for 3 minutes, and I know I didn't get this. Being like, they gave me the sides, and I'm like, no one in their right mind would cast me for this part. Like, why did you even call me in? Like, this is so stupid. Like, I'm not right for this. I know I'm not right for this part. Like, I was just like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this. And then my life improved dramatically. But it is, a lot of it is a lot of actors, not all of them, but most of them are deeply unimpressive people outside of whatever talent they have, at singing, dancing, etc. So it's oh god, they're so fucking hate them. They're so stupid. They're so stupid, and they're so self-righteous. That was the other thing. I stopped before the culture war too. And if I hadn't, and I had been in the culture war, that would have been like living in like under like a communist like surveillance state, 100% learning improve helps you be a better role player. Learning improv. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's going to make you like looser and be able to, think on your feet quicker.
If my perspective, you tell me if you disagree. I'm not convinced that like learning improv acting skills, whatever those might be, are tremendously helpful at any level. The primary benefit I could see with like taking some community college acting classes or going to like an improv theater or what have you, is to help you get out of your shell. If you're worried about, if you're just too shy, that will be the biggest thing. That's just good for you in your life,
right?
In general,
that would be the reason to take like an acting class, is that if you are very reserved and very shy, it will make you if you're going to do the class, you're going to have to get up in front of people and do stuff, and you're going to have to come out of your shell. It'll force you to do that, and hopefully kind of build up a little bit of confidence to do that at the table or whatever. But if you're not interested in acting,
if you're not also interested in like
improv, if you're not interested in improv and acting, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Because oh god, if you've met improv people, some of them are cool.
Met a couple improv people.
Jay was an improv guy. He was at like UCB.
Really?
Yeah. And he had a whole lot of fun, and then he stopped.
Yeah.
Pretty much right before the Culture War, I think, because everyone more brain dead.
Yeah.
This channel is so refreshing to me because there is so little content occupying the spectrum between I'm a W self-affirming D&D bean and roll 3D 100 to generate your PC's box scars.
Nice.
Glad we can fill that void. We got 5 shekels here. Integrity is greater than talent. Oh, big true.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. Like, as far as acting, I was good. I wasn't special.
Right.
Like, I could probably have eked out a living doing some stuff, but I was never gonna like make it big.
Make it, you know.
So it's like when you actually, this is one of the other things is like in like acting or lifting or anything, sports, when you are confronted by people who are so much better than you, that you're just like, holy shit. It's kind of like this whole idea that like there's no hierarchy, like everything's the same, everything is equally valid. It's like, I know that to be untrue.
And like, you know that to be untrue as well. You just don't like it. I could do this the rest of my life. I could do everything right. I could put this thing forward, prioritize this to the exclusion of everything else. Barring any other setbacks, I still would not be as good as this person. Yeah.
And that's fine also, because
fine.
It's not like, oh, that person is better than you, therefore like you would
it's
never
over
get a role.
And you can't, like,
no, that's not it at all. It was just kind of like there is a level of like, I do think it's like when people want to do stand-up comedy or anything where there's like a really limited number of actual spots. If you're there to do something really casually in a space where people are desperately competing to like actually do it, get the fuck out of the way. Yeah. Don't fucking get in their way of like people who are actually trying.
And don't be sanctimonious at like their success.
Especially don't do this if you're getting into combat sports. Because if you're just getting in it because like, oh yeah, I know I want to learn to fight and like I'm gonna try and do like a boxing match or whatever. Yeah. Someone is going to fuck you up. They're gonna rock your shit. Like, because guys who are taking that seriously are going to try to kill you. Like, what do we got here? Diomedes says, I thought the video was great. Thank you. Since it was geared towards new players, I think the only thing that could have improved the video is a 1-minute back and forth demonstrating it.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
About that either.
Maybe. I don't think there was space for it.
That would be my thing.
I think that was the point for the opening clip. I mean, maybe the clip could have been a bit longer to get the point across. But that's an interesting thought. Yeah. Having like examples of play. Yeah. You know.
Well, that's what Shauner's channel is for.
That's true.
But thank you for. I'm glad you liked it. It was like I said.
Thank you, man.
I think more people.
And that's a really interesting idea. We'll think about that.
For this reason, I greatly appreciated the video on acting and role playing. We'll show it to gaming friends. Yeah,
please do.
Yeah, please do. Deep in the analytics as well. I also saw that somehow we had 1 view on YouTube from Reddit. So I went and I looked at Reddit and I didn't see the video posted anywhere. And I don't know how Reddit works, so I don't know if you can like message people or like maybe like someone got sent something on Reddit. I don't fucking know. But I want Reddit to see this because they already think that we're chuds and this is going to be very confusing to them. But I will not post it.
I thought they were, because they think that we're grognard wargamers because of the Candela.
Yeah. And the grognard wargamers think that we are theater kids. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't have a Reddit account, so I'm never going to post it there.
Yeah.
Show us on the doll where the actor hurt you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's right. Nick is showing feet for free.
Yeah. It was 85 degrees here today.
Yeah.
In February.
I know.
First day with shorts and flip-flops.
Texas.
Yeah.
Caleb's Riverboat Jamboree. I don't know about 100%, but a little helps. Don't know what he's responded to. Coming from a family of cinematographers and animators, I can attest that unless you're that breed of leftist, deviant art, or nascent narcissist, you need to run. Yeah. Ginger Fraser mentioning all the things except the writing. Yeah, well, obviously the writing in movies and everything is literally the most important part.
Right.
That
Nothing
they skip.
happens.
Yeah. No, but it's also the biggest fucking mistake is that they take these dog shit scripts and they spend hundreds of millions of dollars making and marketing these movies. And it's like, if you spent like another $50,000 and like 2 weeks on the script, you know, get one good writer instead of like a team of people like throwing shit into it, you know,
right.
The movie will be better.
I mean, that's the reason why most bad movies and TV shows are bad. The writing is bad.
The core is bad.
Like you can't the best actor. That.
Yeah.
Like if they're doing things that are dumb as shit and make no sense, it's not going to be good.
Exactly. Black Lodge Games OnlyFans coming soon.
Yeah.
I bet Shauner wears a cape and carries around a prop skull. Visual aids don't help. Now that's the kind of representation we need. Doug Flamingo, learn to role play. Shauner, take your meds.
No,
Shauner, you don't think an example of play would help noobs? 100%. You're not improving, right? You want a fake fight about it?
This is great.
Dolmenwood. I've heard of this. What is this again?
It's I don't remember. Is it a setting for? It's a setting for something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I think
Dolmenwood is awesome. I'd argue that any performance for anyone outside of the group detracts from the authenticity and therefore the immersion. Yes.
It's definitely that, but I would also say this is another like brain dead argument that we've been getting in the comments. It's like you have a good point, but I would say that there is an audience to your actions as a character. It's like,
what about the GM and the other players at the table?
Obviously, the players and the people at your table have eyes and they have ears. They can see and hear you.
You're not doing this in a sensory deprivation tank,
so they are. There is a sense that they are an audience. That's not what we're saying. But also, you shouldn't be. But
they're participants, though. They're not an audience member. They are also participants.
Yeah, it's like, your fellow cast members, if you want to look at it that way, are not the audience, even though they can hear you.
Yeah.
But regardless, you shouldn't focus on trying to emote for an invisible audience who doesn't exist.
Right.
Or for your fellow players.
Yeah, for your friends.
You need to just don't think of it like
just play the game.
Just play the character.
Play the character in the world.
Yes.
And all of that's gonna sort of happen. All of the trappings of a performance and whatever will happen.
If you do that, everything else will fall into place.
Exactly. You just focus on your character's goals.
Yeah.
Everybody has goals. This is the baseline of human action, human behavior. Man engages in purposeful behavior. Man has ends. He uses means to attain those ends. That's all you're doing as a character.
Right.
So what is your character's goal? Try to achieve that. And there's going to be multiple goals. Yeah, your character is going to get mad at people. And maybe he'll attempt to screw people over, or someone else will screw him over, and these cool things will happen, and that's awesome. And you can have in character dialogue and everything like that. You know what people do in real life in order to achieve goals? They talk. Sometimes they talk to each other. So yeah, you're going to have in-person in-character dialogue. Do those things. That's all you got to do. You're just pretending. Just pretend, and the rest will fall into place. What do we got here? We got some more super chats.
Holy shit!
Dare to wonder. Another 15 shekels. I agree with your acting video, and I also think that people should focus on being expressive, which does not come naturally to most people. Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know. So, again, I think I agree. I agree with the sentiment. The point I would argue is not to focus necessarily. Focus on trying to get in the headspace of the character, and if you're naturally in that headspace, your body will act in accordance with your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to have natural expressions. You may have an accent.
You should teach acting classes. You're way better than all the acting teachers I had. Oh my God, this is a very good super chat. Thank you, Mary McCheese, for the $5. But more than that, thank you for this comment. YouTube counts all Redditors as one view because they all share the same brain cell.
Frame that.
Yeah, that is a good super chat. $5 well spent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so people backed Dolmanwood. We got the PC police. Open up. Woo, woo. Other people backed it. Basically, get used to yes and accept information given to you and adapt. Sort of, except sometimes say no too. Like the whole thing of like yes and improv is about like you're never.
There's no dead air, never stop. It's like keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Yeah, and someone was explaining to me like the way that improv like feels is it's like the answer. It's like you're walking backward, like you are walking backwards. Like forwards is that way, but you have your back to it. And the answer is always what happened last time. So it's like, this is why it's always yes and like, but yes and in improv is also to create the improv performance and to keep the flow going. Yes and in a role-playing game is not how real people interact most of the time. Yeah. There's times where someone proposes an idea and you go, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not doing that. You know,
right. Like, my character would not allow this to happen.
You can have a pre-plotted out story, but only if it's a plot where what happens by necessity of the plot. I guess. I mean, if there's a ticking time bomb.
I mean, yeah, like there are constraints that demand certain things happen. If a bomb goes off, you will all die if you don't leave or defuse the bomb. Okay, like that's just
railroad. Oh, you just want to tell this bomb story, don't you? You're just gonna make the players deal with your plot. The vid really opened my eyes as to why I love GMing.
Nice.
I can send you a link to a vid later that you can learn from. Easy stuff. All right, Shauner's educating people for being inspired by movies. It's somewhat like art. You should have a mental toolbox that you can draw from. Yes, but not replicate the same drawing every time. I feel like inspiration is the same. Exactly.
Yeah.
See, just be like Midjourney, you know? I think of sports. Some people are immersed in the fandom and some people are into the strategy. Both are fine.
Both exist and both are fine, but they are not the same thing. You would not say that your dad, who loves to watch football, is a football player. That's absurd, right? So that's like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, these things all happen and it's fine, but let's call them what they are.
Yeah,
the football player is better than your dad is.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
I recommend tabletop people play some real no shit war games like Check Your Six or Bolt Action just to see the difference. Yeah. I've been thinking about war games because of the Elusive Shift, the book I'm reading. Because there's some war games that are very much like miniature skirmish battles and these things. Some of them, though, kind of involve shitloads of roleplay. It's like the big Hyperborean campaign and everything like that, where they're playing like rulers of kingdoms and I'm not like the distinction.
I'm interested in it because it's just something I don't know enough about. But also, I have so much else going on, and it's such a time monetary commitment, and finding a community of people.
I think Bolt Action's relatively cheap to get into, but yeah, it's like if you're gonna get into like 40K or something like that, like okay, fuck that. Yeah. I'd just buy a 3D printer. Like,
oh yeah, fuck Games Workshop. Yeah. I could pay my mortgage, or
yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like I'm kind of thinking like, because RPGs came out of a bunch of disparate things.
Yeah.
That are all kind of related. You definitely like explicitly out of wargaming, yes. But also like things like diplomacy are also really, really big factors. And that's not exactly a war game.
Yeah, it's something else. It's like it's a board game and like it's like a board game. I don't know what you call it.
The Braunstein is not a war game per se. Because again, it's not like, because when I think of war game, what is coming to mind is going to be like Warhammer or like Napoleonic battles,
right?
Things with miniatures where you're doing these
battle skirmishes,
yeah. And then people making campaigns is doing like series of these things and playing out the consequences of them. But even within that, people were doing things in the 60s where they're giving each and every little figurine.
Right, that's why we have D&D.
Personalities, backstories, like and incorporating those into play.
Yeah.
And so the game, like it's all like, I don't know. There's this big mishmash. I think there's obviously like clear distinctions. Like something like Warhammer is not D&D. It is not Vampire the Masquerade. These are distinct things.
Right.
But man, the lines are a lot more blurred, I think, in a lot of places than we'd all like to admit. Like the refrain of like D&D is a war game. I'm like,
that's wrong.
It's not.
It's not a war game.
D&D in particular is not a war game.
Yes.
It was the birth of this. It was the crystallization and birth of this new thing. And people instantly recognized that war game is not the right word for this, because this is not those other things that we've been doing.
Correct.
Yeah. The DNA is there.
Sure. Well, again,
maybe like, even like the skeleton.
Yeah. We aren't apes. Like,
yeah.
Like it's, dinosaurs are not birds.
Right. I still role play in a bit in board games.
Yeah. You can role play in.
It's more important to be board games. More important to be expressive with your voice than accents. Yeah, I agree with that. Like I was saying, like you don't need to take on an accent, but like if you're pretending to be someone else, you're probably your speech is gonna be a little bit different.
Right.
Your cadence, like something. You can't escape your true self. Let's see. Black Lodge games. In the military, when simulated field or tabletop exercises are concluded, a fictional scenario is often applied for immersion. Those who role-played had a better experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've talked about this. There's one year when I went to Gen Con, I played in it's like the National Defense something decision-making game. And it was an entire like a huge ballroom filled with tables. And at each table, I think there were 6 seats. Each table was a certain country. And each seat at the table was a different position. You might be, if we're sitting in the United States position, you might have the card that says head of the CIA.
Yeah.
I might be the editor-in-chief at the New York Times. Someone else is the president. And you have these different positions of power on the international sphere, and you had on the back of the card, there's like an index card, like certain things you knew or certain things you were trying to achieve, like a very short bullet point list of like, this is your sort of inventory of knowledge or things you can bring to bear on the international stage, and these are the things you're trying to accomplish. I'm trying to, get this person elected, or I'm trying to undermine this faction in this country. And it was like, okay, here's what the game is, and they had like a projector screen on one side, and it was like a news feed, like a ticker tape,
Yeah.
and it was like randomly generated like world events, like North Korea launches experimental rockets, into Japanese airspace or something, and it was so like realpolitik and cutthroat immediately, like no on ramp, just fucking go.
Yeah.
And like 3 women within the first 90 minutes left crying because it was too intense. Like, yes, dude.
Oh man, that's awesome. But I have actually been thinking about this though. It's like I want to try some wargaming, but I'm not getting miniatures. I don't have money to spend on miniatures, first of all. But something like a Bronstein, or I don't know, something different.
Honestly, like something I said this to you when this first came across our feed, this discourse about the Bronstein, and I think a good like implementation of like a Bronstein scenario is a Vampire the Masquerade Elysium.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you play different faction members, or even if you want to make it everybody be members of the Privileged Council while there's a crisis happening in the city. That seems to be the exact same thing in just a different setting, playing different characters. And that sounds cool to me.
Oh yeah.
I would love to do that.
And that's what I am planning on doing with this Axe game. Once we get finished with the module, opening this up, I want to give the 1-to-1 time a try. And from there, you and I, and then potentially other players at some point, like I want to be doing like the domain play stuff with the surrounding settlements. And as the characters get their own domains and everything like that, they'll start interacting with it. But I want to have like this other, like the other layer of simulation going on to kind of generate things in the world. And I want them to be forced into playing different characters and going just in like weird directions and things like that. So because that does sound, Axe is basically made for that.
Explicitly
made for it, which sounds fucking awesome. Anyway, we've spent a lot of time on that, and we got some super chats that we got to get to. We got Butt Quack. Thank you, man, for $10.
Good to see you as always,
richest subscriber, as we have determined many times. Role playing is not improv; it's role playing. The fact that this distinction is lost on people is proof that God made a lot of us to be manual laborers. Azimuth Heath Daniel Boyer.
Sage wisdom.
$5. Thank you very much, man. Stuck in the wage cage and need art for an RPG that I will publish this year. Your thoughts on using AI art in small publications? I'd go for it, dude.
100% in favor of it.
Yeah,
if that's what's stopping you, don't let it stop you.
Do not let it stop you. If you could afford artists, that'd be awesome. If you can't afford artists, use AI. And take a look at the Red Room if you haven't already. They do this masterfully. Yes, they're I've got a million of their books. I got a bunch of their books, but they have like they use AI in all of their stuff.
Yeah, check out their YouTube channel.
It's very, very good. They also, in the time periods in which there is period appropriate art
public
in
domain
the public
art.
domain,
They
use public
it.
domain. Yeah.
And you should use that.
You should use that if your game, could benefit from that.
I think the AD&D second edition, like reprint under a new name is For Golden Glory, I think it's called. I believe that's all public domain, like medieval or like chivalry, Renaissance
style
art.
Yeah.
Which fits.
Which is totally fine. So there will be people who, when they find out that you're using AI art, I can't support this, I won't buy this, but they were not going to buy it.
They weren't going to buy it anyway.
They were not going to buy it. So don't let those fucking mongoloids get in your head about that.
Do not let them keep you from the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. AI art's going to be used for everything. It's going to be used for visual effects. It's going to be used for literally everything. We had someone
as Garibay, it is already, and it as Garibay has told us, it's a good thing. It's an unmitigated good for the human race.
We had someone comment on one of our videos. They're like, "Wow, I really liked this video, but that background you're using looks suspiciously like it might be using AI."
Yeah,
like it was like, yeah. Or no, it was like, can you tell me who the artist is? So I said Monet.
It's like it's like if we actually used Monet's art or someone else's and like for free and didn't pay for it anyway, like as a background, like that's better.
Yeah, like I just pulled something off of Google. Like,
we should use just like the Mona Lisa next time.
Yeah. At least it's not AI.
Yeah.
Doc Flamingo for $5. BattleTech is excellent for exploring the wargaming RPG crossover because it's both and or either to the degree you want and cheap as things go. Oh yeah, that is that. I think Crafty and Crossface might have been playing BattleTech recently.
You know more about that. I'd like,
and it is supposed
the
to be
whole mecha world is like forever beyond my comprehension.
Yeah. It's I think you can just get like it's like a $40 box set or something like that, and you get the minis.
I wonder if the tailors have any of this stuff.
He's got,
because he has like the Star Wars and the Star Trek stuff.
The Star Trek shit. Yeah.
He has like the DS9.
He's way into that shit. Yeah.
So that might be an avenue.
That would be an avenue. He would love to get in on the domain action for X. That might be the way to draw him in to playing.
Okay. Nice.
Interesting.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah. Thank you. Great idea. You're inspiring other ideas. We appreciate the $5.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you.
And then let's see here. We were up at like 8:53. Mr. Max says, many people shortchange themselves when it comes to this hobby. They don't get to experience why RPGs are so awesome. RPGs can do what war games, board games, or video games can't do if you let them. Correct.
Yeah, 100%. On both points.
Yeah.
People do shortchange themselves.
The weirdest part is the visceral reaction when you point that out, as if you were blaspheming for merely suggesting it, a problem in the modern world. Yeah.
Yeah, people cannot imagine that things could be better.
We did an aviation advisor training scenario called Ravenclaw. It was modeled on Robin Sage at Fort Bragg, and it was a blast. Tons of actors role-playing as host nation military personnel. That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Modern people have a strong aversion to the idea of bettering themselves.
It's very true.
Let me see. Sorry, guys, we're trying to catch up a little bit because we are like an hour behind on the chat right now. So, so if we've skipped you, I do apologize. Dumbest role-playing experience. My character fell asleep on watch, woke up to an encounter. The DM said I couldn't have my plate armor on because you can't sleep in armor. Motherfucker, you made me fall asleep on watch.
Yeah, but when you fall asleep, obviously it despawns.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Interesting. Empty comment.
All right.
He probably put in like a non-breaking zero width non-join character or something. I never had them, but some of our GMs had some players with nuclear level BO. Likely the other players couldn't concentrate. Bad. Whoa.
Many such cases.
The cleanest Nurgle worshiper.
Can you be a Nurgle worshiper if you're clean though?
I don't know. The GM you had in your Requiem game reminds me of the advice Kevin Crawford wrote in Godbound about letting difficult things be difficult and easy things be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, oh God, man, that was just the worst game I've ever played in.
I played an online Castles and Crusades game and got into a visceral argument with the GM because he was describing this generic town, you know, version 1.1378. You know, like, and I was playing a Crusader, and I think that's what they're called, Crusaders. And we had passed by a church, a temple, and he was describing it's this abandoned or mostly abandoned church. Like, so you pass by this temple. It's made of stone. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for a while. Like, okay, a temple to who? Like, well, it's just a generic temple. Like, and I lost my mind. So the preamble took forever.
Yeah.
Already, and I could tell it was going to be fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And I lost it, and I just started screaming at this. Like, what? Like, you don't even tell me what the fucking god this is. You retarded. And I think there were like 5 players. Like 3 of them were like, "That was awesome. This game sucks." Like, that GM was absolute dog shit.
Yeah, my dogs responded to my gorilla noise. Hello, my sweetie. Okay, go away. Here we go. So, what's the difference between role playing and acting? The structure.
You should watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video to find out. No, I think it's the structure. I mean, like acting in movies or TV or plays or anything like that, there is a script. You have a specific character that is not of your creation, that you are, you're standing on a stage under lights designed by someone else, wearing costumes you didn't make, saying words that you did not write, and standing and moving where someone told you to be. In a role-playing game, the structure is the rules that of the game. These are the actions that you can take. These are the limitations on what you can do. But outside of that, it is totally unscripted. The character is of your creation, and you get to. I mean, generally, you can obviously. It's like someone could give you a pre-gen, or you could do some sort of role-playing scenario where you're given a role or whatever. But the idea is that you're embodying that person's mindset, and you get to make choices under conditions of uncertainty. You don't know where it's going. And obviously when you're acting, the character doesn't know where things are going, but ostensibly you probably have the script. So you as a person, you as the player, I guess, would know where things are going, but you're supposed to act in the moment as if you were under those conditions. Whereas in the game, you're acting under conditions of uncertainty, and you have mechanics for neutrally determining the outcomes of
just events. Because I know that this monster is a CR5, and because I actually, I also GM and I use this monster, I know that it has 57 hit points.
Yeah.
My character doesn't know that. I need to get that out of my mind. This thing could be the most dangerous thing for all I know, because I'm just a peasant farmer and I'm level 2 or whatever, and I've never seen this demon, this aberration before. Yeah. What would my character do? What does it feel like to see this monstrosity, to deal with these situations, knowing only what my character knows beforehand and nothing of what is expected or coming in the future?
Yeah, exactly. Acting is made for the entertainment and immersion of others. Role-playing is for your own entertainment and immersion. That's pretty I like
good. That. Yeah.
Look, I play a few bars, strum the chords to set a rhythm, and it draws people in. I'll upload to locals. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, I use music in game all the time. To set the vibe wherever we are.
Music is great.
It is great. I would just be cautious. Like, I'm sure if you know how to play the guitar, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining myself who doesn't know, like learning and being like, okay, guys, I taught myself that. Hold on. Oh, wait, I'm not doing it right. Yeah, all right, I got that one. Hold on, I got to do it again. I can imagine that not being great, but
unless you
that totally makes sense.
The DJ setup.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But you'd have to run Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Or Shadowrun or Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Well, I know, except everyone's always like, this is the thing. Like I get that rock and punk and everything was like the spirit of the time and everything like that. But now for Cyberpunk, I'm sorry, techno is the fucking
techno and synthwave are like. Yeah,
I was like massive synthesizers.
Yeah,
like that's all it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. How do you guys adjudicate social encounters in your games? Do you just axe, charisma, speechcraft checks from your games? Okay, so this is actually something. For the most part, unless you were in my games, unless you were using some sort of a supernatural influence that, like if you're doing like dominate or using,
or if you have some sort of mind
presence or
control
majesty.
spell.
Yeah. In general, we were not using those roles because a lot of games, the way that mechanics work a lot of times is that you have diplomacy or your socialized skill or whatever, and you can crank that up, and then you make a roll, and the outcome of the roll is basically it's a binary success failure. Did you bribe the person? Did you convince the person of this? And you're basically doing mind control. And so we just tended to not use them. And this was kind of a blind spot that I had early last year when I was getting introduced to a lot of the OSR stuff with like reaction rolls. Now I use reaction rolls for, I wouldn't say like extensively, but I use them a lot more often than I thought I ever would. And the reason I like the reaction roll is that it is put upon the person who is on the receiving end of whatever you're trying to do. Your charisma will modify it. There's all sorts of other things that can modify this, but it's basically it's simulating it's an attempt to simulate the disposition of the person that you are trying to influence. And I like that it's only the disposition. It's not you convinced them, on a friendly reaction roll, you did convince them.
That should be left to the role play.
Yeah, it's left to the role play, but I found that informed the role play so quickly and so easily that especially for characters that are like just made up on the spot, they're great because it's just like, okay, I don't know who this person is, and it's like you get like somewhere on this spectrum of like how are they feeling, and then it's like boom, okay, I know what that is. I can roll with that now. Yeah. Like it's just this little bit of inspiration and it's very, very quick.
And you've thought about this a lot more than I have. It's something I need to spend more time considering, but it seems to me because that maintains the verisimilitude more, have it be the disposition rather than a mind control check.
Yeah.
I don't see why. I think you could use sort of existing D&D skills or cyberpunk skills of influence, persuasion, and rather than use them as the mind control, you can roll that. I want to talk to this person. Okay, roll your influence right away, and that'll be a reaction roll. It'll influence the disposition rather than the result.
Right. Yes, and that was the way that it was done in Lion and Dragon. Was that if you had some sort of like if you had diplomacy and you're doing some sort of diplomatic thing,
right?
You roll the skill check, and if you succeed on that, that applies a +1 bonus to the reaction roll.
That's right. Okay.
And so there is a way in which your skills can still contribute if you have those skills. But I don't even care about that. I will use a reaction roll if a player is like, I'm going to try to bribe this person. Because that is a circumstance where I'm like, okay, let's see. Like I want, and I'll modify. It'll be modified by your role play as well. But that's one of those things that a lot of times, like if they're trying to do something explicit, that it's like I have some sort of mechanical bonus that I can apply to this, then I'll use a reaction roll. But if it's a character that I'm already very comfortable with, a lot of times I'm just role playing. I'm just role playing the other character. I did find
that is mostly what I'm doing.
What I found that was good about the reaction rolls that was unexpected for me was that it did take off. It took a little bit of mental load off.
Okay.
In that, and it wasn't a ton, but it was a little in that it was just kind of like, okay, just give me the fucking die. Boom. Okay, boom. Now I know what to do. It was much quicker than I anticipated it being. So I vastly prefer reaction rolls to the standard mind control rolls that you have in a lot of systems.
Those are never,
which I
good.
Did not use for a long time. And that was the thing that actually turned me towards reaction rolls, because I was like, reaction rolls, I was like, this is fucking stupid. And then I started thinking about like, well, how do I do this in other games? And I was like, I don't use those rules because they're so stupid. Bad. And I was like, okay, this is actually a better way of doing it. Like, all right, let me see here. BattleTech, we got that one. There are lots of sets of pawns or dry erase tokens available online that can stand in for expensive minis. That's correct. That's true.
Yeah.
Complaining about AI is NPC behavior. Yes.
Yeah.
For $2. And thank you, Gregory, for the $10. Sorry about that. I was just reading your comment. Not even thanking you for your generous donation. Thank you so much. You're earning those feet pics right now. Yeah, it is definitely NPC behavior. Doc Flamingo for another $5. Thank you. I use a graduated reaction roll system and give bonuses and penalties based on player performance. Obviously, Shauner would pass every check.
True.
Yeah.
He cannot be refuted.
Yeah. Yeah. And the gym, thank you for $20.
Holy shit.
Evening. I think you're about 65% on immersion. In my opinion, you are both player and audience, especially if you're not in the scene. Managing your immersion while helping others be immersed is a difficult expertise to master.
I don't know that you can help others be immersed, other than by not being disruptive.
I don't know. When other people get into character,
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you feed off each other.
Feed off of each other, but
you help other people by being immersed yourself.
Yeah. Because you're treating them as though if you are treating them as though they're a real person and they're treating you as
you're helping the illusion to become more real.
Yeah, the illusion is becoming more real.
You're treating it real. Yeah. It makes me easier to also treat it real.
Right. The problem, and this is what I was trying to say in the video, the problem is when you are trying to like, I'm telegraphing this thing and I'm performing for you. I'm like, I don't care about your illusion. Just be the person, like stop.
Right.
I don't want all of the trappings of what you're doing. But thank you for the $20. Oh my gosh.
Very generous.
Got another super chat. Butt Quack again with $5. At the gym, I mostly agree with your statement in general, but when role playing, you should not consider the audience as that takes you out of the character. Yeah. Agree. All right, let's see here. Now that's an interesting position. Of course, I didn't read that one yet, as I don't think it's possible to immerse unless everybody is contributing to the process. Let's see what Nicholas had to say up here. Drop a boat on him.
Drop a boot on him.
This is funny. It's funny how much the advice of pretend to be your character genuinely helps people know what to do. Yeah. Seriously though, it's like it's not complicated.
Yeah. You have
pretend
to do the thing.
Yeah.
It is the easiest thing.
Yeah. Any female character that is not Skylar White is badly read. Let's see here. Getting past here.
I've heard that Succession has good.
I've heard Succession's good. Yeah. Not making any excuses for the show, but I think Daenerys' actions make a lot more sense in the books where she is 14. Yeah, no, I've heard that it makes more sense in the books as well. And that it's clear that her warpath is really destroying these societies that she's going through and not like liberating and making things better.
Right.
As in, if you're only trying to impress people with your role play, it often comes off as annoying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for making the Candela review. You're welcome. Yeah. I was hoping for a good game, but on the plus side, YouTube never would have recommended your channel to me without it. And your vampire content has been fantastic. Well, we got more to come very soon on that front. Evil characters get boring when the players just use evil as an excuse to kill everyone at their leisure. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just doing, quote unquote bad things. You don't have any motivation or personality.
Oh, this is a good one. Reminder to all you 95 people that are watching right now. Please press the like button. If you're enjoying this stream, press the like button.
Single-handedly save the stream right now.
Save the stream right now. Press subscribe. Check the pinned comment. And check the description. Use promo code MIDWIT to join our locals for 1 month for free. You get our YouTube videos. We promise 24 hours in advance, but it's generally 36 hours in advance of them going up on YouTube. So you get to be the first ones to see them before the normies. And you get to actually talk to us, ask us questions.
Again, we're going to have that.
We're going to do our subscribers only live stream next week. You're going to get to see the podcast before anyone else. So go check it out.
You're definitely going to want to see that. It's going to be unlike anything anyone in RPG space has ever put together.
Let me not oversell it. It is just a podcast, but
it's a game show.
we're actually running Fish Tank.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be the conversation with me and Nick, but
it's going to be of
much higher caliber, production value and everything.
Yes.
So
yes.
And all of that is thanks to you guys in these super chats and locals and everything like that. That would not be possible without that. We got another super chat from John Smith for $5. Best acting so far. Steve's massive holy shit after every super chat. Dance, Steve, dance for my money.
We'll continue. Happy to do so.
Yeah. If they ever want to do a reboot of Frasier, you'll have to your shot, Matt. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did do a reboot of Frasier.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, it's on right now.
That's right. There is a reboot, an active reboot with.
Well, I guess it's not a reboot.
It's continuation.
It's continuation. Yeah.
And Frasier is apparently turbo based, from what I understand.
Awesome and so unlike his character.
Yeah. He's a Hollywood Republican.
Yeah, which
is like
saying something. If you can survive.
Someone that I know that knows Glenn Beck was speaking with Glenn Beck and was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to meet Kelsey Grammer someday." And he goes, "Just so you know, he's like way out there, right wing."
Nice.
Yeah. Although they don't like to put gingers on screen. That's true. You got to go full Griffith to get into the industry. Can 100% confirm, dated an actress in my 20s and a producer, I think in my 30s. Both of them thought the industry was the sun. They as individuals were the world and everyone else was trash.
Yikes.
Completely true, man.
Dodged 2 bullets.
Yeah, dodged 2 bullets. Acting industry sounds like a music industry. Much more satisfying to just play music with your mates. Yep. 100%. And to just, if you want to make music or to make movies, or you can do that. And you don't have to do it through the system.
Oh yeah.
And this is one of the things, like this whole fucking starving artist meme is so stupid.
I'm opposed to success and recognition.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you go get yourself a high earning career and then use your money to fuel your passion projects?
Yeah.
Instead of scraping by and never getting your passion projects off the ground.
Yeah.
Because you have no resources. Like it is. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're fucking.
It's a totally separate industry, but there's an MMO in production called Ashes of Creation, where I think the guy made a lot of money in Wall Street or in some sort of investment banking.
You could be Neil
retired,
Breen.
and I've made many millions of dollars, and I love video games. I love old school MMOs. I'm going to fully fund this thing myself. I'm going to make my own company. I'm going to do it, and it seems like it's the last great hope for the MMORPG genre.
Yeah. Getting comfortable with public speaking is an important skill to build up and practice. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's literally an industry of narcissists, so nothing about it surprises me. Yeah. Ironically, that's the last trait you want in an RPG group. Ernest Verne made 9 movies, and they built a classic TV series around a talking horse. To find the stuff you're special at, you got to find what really moves. What is yours in a way? Yes. #imposter syndrome. I ran into that in grappling and MMA. The guys who are good enough to be pros are on a whole nother level. Yeah. Almost a different species of human. It's nuts. Yeah, that's the thing. If you've ever been in the presence of a pro athlete, it's like they really are built different. That's not just like some stupid phrase.
Yeah.
They're a different kind of human being than you. You're not good enough to have imposter syndrome. I got into combat sports again because 1, I miss it from when I was young, and 2, I rely on my self-defense skills for a living and need to test them. Nice. MMA guys are actually really patient and nice with new people and noobs, unless they're assholes. Yeah. Then they'll get smashed. Yeah, it's that. But I'm talking about like people who are like, I got this goal. I want to get in the ring and do like one professional match. It's like, you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like, if you're not in it to fucking do it and you get in the ring with someone who's hungry, they're going to mangle you. The difference between people at the bottom and the top 1% of a field and the people in the top 0.01% is usually astronomical. Yes. If you're just in the average, most people around you are the same. Correct. Have you been to Dragons? I don't know what that means. No? I don't know what that means. So. Yeah. Remind me why I need to move to Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas is fucking awesome, dude. I love it.
Hell yeah.
That must be about the temperature.
Yeah.
Sorry, was busy watching Breaking Bad with me. Saw Saul for the first time, and he bears a passing resemblance to Ginger Fraser. Genuinely the best character in that show so far. Yeah.
Saul is a great character.
And after you finish Breaking Bad, go watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Because it's also excellent and it's different and stands on its own.
Yes.
Yeah. The scripts are so bad because producers shove their own ideas and hire writers to adopt it. Yeah. Oh, wait, we got more super chats, it looks like. God damn. Everybody throwing in so much money. Let me see here. Crafty Matt, welcome, man. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
And $10. So generous. We really, really appreciate that. Remember, boys, if you're going to allow safety tools at your tables, you better put everyone in adult diapers. Most people don't shit themselves, but there is that possibility.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Thank you, Matt. We really appreciate it, Crafty.
Sage wisdom. Important advice.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Okay, this looks like a good discussion that's being had here. Part of the problem at my old table is players could role play, but the characters they made were so unengaging to pretend to be.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do it, but just don't have it in me. I don't have the spark.
The writers, especially the newer female writers, also make the main characters self-inserts, then wonder why the audience hates that character. Hear that, Disney?
Yep.
That should say, have you been to Dragon's Lair yet?
I still don't know what that is.
I don't know. Is that something in Austin?
Oh, that might be a gaming shop.
Okay. The answer is no, but we will check that out because we've forgotten about that. Thank you for the reminder.
I feel like that might be because I think I've searched for gaming places.
Yeah. This is
Austin.
Yeah, it's like a big gaming place.
Okay.
Right.
Dragon's Lair comics and fantasy.
All right. They got Funko Pops. Speaking my language.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. It's not for an audience, correct. It's not about expressing emotions. It's about feeling them, correct.
Yeah.
Good point. Critical Role has an audience. And this is actually a very good point. Because when you feel emotions,
you express them.
No, but in the real world, you don't always express them. Sometimes you hide them.
That's true.
It's like you're not just sitting here like, let me just dump whatever I'm feeling at every moment, because nobody does that except for women.
This is also why something we've talked about before and something that was introduced within the Ring of Fire. This is why soliloquies can be so such a great tool to use, because I may have a secret, or I may not want to show my character's actual emotion in this moment for a variety of different reasons. Yeah. But in a soliloquy, time stops, and
you get a bit of the internal monologue of the character.
Yeah, exactly. And
that is a very theatrical kind of device within the game,
right?
But it's a part of that game and the experience of that.
Yeah, but it's supposed. You yourself are not performing to an audience,
right?
Per se, it's like I'm trying to feel like the inner mind of the character and give voice, to these things that the character is feeling.
Right. Good point. Critical Role has an audience that they're very aware of. Yeah. Playing with 4 of your buddies is not an audience. They're going to think you're a Fruit Loop if you treat them as such. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big true.
Yeah. And Critical Role they should be hyper aware of their audience. They're making so much fucking money.
Oh, I know.
But it's fine because they are doing a show.
Right. Yeah, they are doing a show to entertain people. They're doing something different than what you're doing at the table.
Yes.
Again, which was the point of the video. Watching people be genuinely in character is interesting in its own right. I agree.
Yeah.
People are allergic to earnestness nowadays. They cringe at the thought of a father kissing his own child. Imagine role-playing a wizard. Very sad. Very sad indeed. Howdy, first time catching your stream. Thank you, Stormcrow.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Just wanted to share a moment from my campaign. I played a cyborg that converted a robot into his cult. Nice. My party was genuinely freaked out.
The question is, did you convert them for being too robotic or not robotic enough?
In RPGs, it's always about yes, but. Yeah, I like that. Regret to be popping in late. Well, you made it.
No
man.
worries.
And we, I mean,
we were late too.
We were late too, which never happens.
Yes.
BattleTech is a good game that can fuse narrative with wargaming. It's also model agnostic, so 3D printing is fine. Nice. 40K.
So Funko Pops.
Yeah. 40K is just the taxes on the products you're going to pay. Diplomacy is a strategy game. Yeah, so not technically like a war game. Never understood the appeal of #BattleTech. RPGs are chimeras, exactly. The percentage of each parent component and how they are integrated determines the kind of game created. Yes.
Yeah.
A big agree. Memoir 44 is a good World War II game. Interesting.
I like the name.
Yeah. Azimuth, use AI. Exactly. Pay someone to touch it up. Real artists will straight up torpedo your project. Missed deadlines, lost product, no refunds. Absolute bullshit. Wow. Advanced Squad Leader is a war game. D&D is not like Advanced Squad Leader. It just isn't. Yeah. My favorite RPG/war game combo, Dream Pod 9 Heavy Gear. I played Heavy Gear 2 on PC back in the day. It was very good. I liked it a lot, and I like mechs. To me, I can't get in character without preparing a bit. That's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
To date, I've donated about $3,000 to artists. I have some unusable sketches and a lot of broken promises.
Rough.
Ooh, and zero publishable art. Damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, and bear in mind the quality of so-called artists these days.
Right. I know, and the people who are like, the people who are screaming about this
are the are the least deserving of any money, of even a dime.
Fuck them. Use AI art.
I don't want to contribute to the homeless problem, but
but the homeless solution. If you're not making something for the woke crowd full of virtue signal, where you play black women fighting for LGBT rights, don't worry about using AI art. Doc Flamingo, I was tossing up between BattleTech and Mechton recently. Mechton is the one that McCrease likes. Mechton is by R. Telsorian, I think.
Oh, yeah. I know. I can't remember what R. Telsorian has. I thought it was Robotech, but I don't know.
I think it's Mechton.
Okay.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
Did we get another super chat? No. Okay, that was crafted. All right. Took me an embarrassing amount of time to find out BattleTech is MechWarrior, but Robotech is not.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Like I always remember that there are like two franchises that exist in the same world, but I don't know anything about any of them.
How anyone publishes with actual human art and doesn't have a 6-figure budget, I have no idea. I don't know. It's very expensive. Like, I would recommend looking at The Basic Expert. His art is very good, and his rates actually seem pretty reasonable. And he's done stuff for like big RPG products. He's trustworthy. He delivers his stuff to his clients. You will have usable, good art for a good price. But I understand, yes, art is very, very expensive. The other thing is, you can do what RPG companies have been doing forever, which is once you have the art, you can use it in as many times and as many products as you want.
Yeah.
Palladium apparently reuses their art all the fucking time. They've done that in World of Darkness, and I think that Victor Gorchev might be doing some of that as well, reusing some art pieces. But it's like, why not? Like, most of the time, it's a new game and it's going to have a new audience, and like, if it gets the point across,
if it still works in this other instance, there's no reason not to use it.
Yeah.
I saw there was a I missed it, obviously. There's a president.
Even if you did have money to spend on miniatures, I'd be deeply disappointed if you spent it on miniatures.
No worries there.
Yeah. There's a vampire mega game like you described. I played it at Gen Con and we won as Venture because of course we did.
Yeah, I know they have like big, massive LARPs at I've only ever been to a Gen Con in terms. Well, that's not true. I went to Dragon Con thinking that was an RPG convention and it's more of a cosplay convention. And learned my lesson.
28mm. Tell me what you're saying. Acts 2 game sounds awesome. I have the
hardcover.
Oh, hardcover rules coming in as well. We got to do something with the 4D crew with it. Yeah, I have the first edition print on demand of Acts. I'm running Acts 2 right now, like for my home game.
Yeah.
And I am waiting. I think he said possibly by the end of May is when like the fully laid out PDFs would be done. That was in the latest Kickstarter update, which is not long from now.
No, we're almost into March. Right?
Yeah.
What is it? The 22nd?
Yeah.
Today.
So it's like because he thinks layout is going to take something like 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Those will be a lot more usable. Honestly, when the books come in, when the hardcovers come in.
Yeah.
But it's totally playable right now. Like we are playing it. We're learning a lot. But yeah, I'm super down to do that. I mean, if we want to get some sort of long-term Axe game going in, drop in anytime, different characters, whatever. I'm down to do that. I don't always have time to play online. I've got, like other things, other shit that I have to do. But I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely open to it.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be we're playing with in Crispy's game on Monday.
Yes,
which we're looking forward to. I got Mr. Max.
Fear City, right?
Yeah. Mr. Max sent me the one page of rules. And Crispy, if you're watching, let us know if we have to make characters or if it's pre-gens or whatever. But we're definitely in.
Yeah, very, very pumped.
Our richest subscriber. Nah, dude, I'm your most financially irresponsible subscriber. Is there a difference from our perspective? It would have made it funnier if this was a super chat, but even I have some financial brain cells. What's this say? Blood Bowl is a tabletop game on Steam. No need to buy or paint minis. Interesting.
I've heard about Blood Bowl.
There is also the Axe Domains at War, like the computer version coming out. It's like they made like you can play over the network on like a hex grid, and it's like it looks sick. Like McCrease showed a demo of it on his channel like months and months and months back. I haven't heard anything else about it.
I don't remember seeing that video. I must have missed it.
It looks check it out. Fucking sick though. Like it's not like there's no like animations or anything like that, but where you're moving troops and whatnot, it's calculating. It's like, okay, these troops are routed now. Like, and of course it was some guy in the Axe Discord that was like, hey, I've been working on
some giga autist,
turning the rules into a video game. Do you want to try? Or like
absolute lunatics.
Yeah. The Axe Discord is wild. Those people are really smart. Oh shit, we do have some more super chats. Doc Flamingo for another $5. Thank you.
Good God, man.
In their defense, most artists are narcissistic, irresponsible drunkards. Yeah, that's true. That's right. That does make them sound a little more based. Pirella for $2. Would you describe this homeless solution as final? All right, guys. Don't get us in trouble here. What I would like to do is like that meme sign. I would like to cut the homeless population in half, is all I'm saying. $9.99 from Billy Mitchell. Thank you, sir. Nothing pithy to add, but I've enjoyed the stream as always.
Thanks, you, man.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate it.
Glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for the $9.99.
And K Dolo for $10 10 greenbacks.
Thank you, sir.
Wanted to make sure this didn't get skipped. Most artists are just inferior meat-based AI art bots. Anyway, don't waste your money. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. It's a machine. The machine can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Why would you choose the worst product?
True. Yeah, we are like the thing is like most AI art is not as good as a good artist. Most AI art,
but
though,
almost no one can afford a good, like truly
good artist. Yeah. Most AI art is better than all bad artists.
Combined.
Yeah. All right, let me see here. AI art is fine as long as it's not digital vomit. Make sure it looks fine and you're good to go.
Yeah, whatever you do, make sure that it's good. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I personally still lean towards disliking AI, but it's purely subjective and still use AI art very frequently. Yep. Battletech 3D models are prolific as well.
I would imagine that's the case.
Also, how do you know the Mona Lisa wasn't AI? Do you seriously believe the BS peddled by mainstream historians? What's their agenda? Technically, the photographer owns the copyright to the photo of the public domain work, and ironically, many museums forbid photography. Yeah, that's true. Which is so stupid. It's also, it's like you've got public domain music. It's been in the like Mozart and shit like that. Right. But if someone performs Mozart and records it, that recording is copyrighted material. It's like, fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you. Buttquack, the AI saw what you said and is taking it personally. Thanks for getting its attention. Using AI art now will guarantee that your indie book will be diverse. Thanks to Google, we finally don't have to look at white Nazis in our RPG books.
Yeah, the last couple of days on Twitter have been wild.
Too many people argue not to roleplay rather than argue for roleplay. Yeah, 100%.
They hate the truth.
God shortchanged Ginger Frazier when he gave him the hair of Robert Redford and then took it away before the age of 40. My thoughts on AI art is complex. Sure, I don't like companies who can afford real art like WotC using AI art, but I believe that there are a lot of great authors out there who cannot afford real art. That's true.
Yep.
That's the point that that Miguel and Sylvia have made at the Red Room. They're like, look,
we just wouldn't have
there wouldn't be art.
Yeah.
The product wouldn't exist if we didn't use AI art. Like,
and they do it so well. The AI art is so good.
Yeah, they use it really well. And I think Miguel said he's put out like 80 RPG products in the last 2 years.
And they're all good.
Yeah, he's supposed to pay artists for every fucking one of those.
Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah. A chess set makes decent minis too. Minis make for a good chess set too. Touché. I bought a bunch of cheap 1 and 2 inch tokens at yard sale, and I've been using them a lot ever since. Yeah, I mean, I got a grid for combat and axe just because we have so many players, and there's too many things to keep in my mind for theater of the mind. And I'm just using dice instead of minis. You know, we have 1 million dice. It's like, okay, this is your character. Like, you don't need the little.
You're already supposed to be using your imagination.
Yeah. Crafty Man, have you seen the recent VLDL skit on YouTube about characters pooping during the session? Interesting.
I don't know what VLDL is,
I don't know
but
what that is either.
It sounds awful.
But pooping is interesting, and poop is funny.
It is funny.
And poop is funny. That's badass. I thought about doing that, but never did. Session zeros are okay though, right? Set expectations. Yeah, I mean, I never called it a session zero. It was like we just called it character creation.
Yeah.
We get together, make characters, talk about the game, but it was never like a thing. What I thought people meant by session zero was really what a session zero would be running a prelude for someone, which is like a one-on-one, maybe 1 hour session with just your character, just the GM. Get your character into the world. Just get a little, some bit of a premise in. And that's what I thought people meant by session zero. Then I found out it was all this shit about like, oh, we got to talk about the lines and nails and all this other shit. It's like, let's call it like it's character creation. That's what the day is called.
Yeah.
What's today? Character creation day.
Yeah, exactly. If you have to get everybody on the same page, if you have to like treat like your session zero character creation like being summoned to jury duty, like don't play with those people. It's not going to be a good time.
Brad Berkeley says, just discovered your videos on role-playing and Candela Obscura tonight. They were great. Hope to see you blow up soon.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Is that a threat?
Yeah.
Are you threatening us? No. No, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we kind of are blowing up right now. And that's how you found us, which is great.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it is working. We just need to continue uploading. That's why watching an RPG is mostly boring. It's not meant to be a spectator sport. That is correct.
Right. Although, again, if everyone is truly getting into character, if everybody is doing the 4D way, the immersive style way, you're only interfacing with the mechanics just long enough to get your answer, resolve the conflict, get back out into character. It should be, as Shauner has said, it should sound to an audience similar to a radio play.
I agree with that. I will say, though, if you're not in the same room doing that, the technical limitations really fuck up the ability for an audience to enjoy it.
Yes,
because people are talking over each other. I miss
It's an organic process.
Yeah, there's all this stuff, and it's not even like, oh, what'd you say? It's like people are role playing over the top of one another's speech. And missing details and things like that. And it's
or it even could be, like we're at a table. You and I are having our own scene, and two other people on the other side of the table are doing their that's awesome when that happens. It doesn't translate to audience easy consumption by an audience.
Correct. I still hear typo negative when I think of Shadowrun. Yeah,
typo negative is awesome.
Love
Peter Steele is badass.
Cyberpunk games are easier to play when you actually grew up in the 80s and read Neuromancer when it first came out. Just saying, Gen X has the home field advantage. I mean, I feel pretty at home in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in that world.
I love it. But maybe you do have the home field advantage.
Maybe.
And that's good for you. Cyberpunk's great. So
which means you should run more of it.
Yeah. We will always promote Cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. I've definitely found that being unfamiliar with the system is the biggest obstacle to role playing. Everyone improves when they're comfortable with the rules. Switching systems can be detrimental.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're bouncing around systems, for sure.
You don't have the mental bandwidth to stay in character when you're also trying to remember what's going, or how to do certain things. How did this work again?
Yeah.
What did this acronym mean? What can I have luck points. What can I do with luck points again?
But can I just use a reflexive action even if it's not my turn?
How does this work? What's the difference between held action and readying an action? Yeah.
There's definitely costs associated with that, but the thing is, there are so many good and different types of games out there that it's a shame if you're not willing to give them a try every once in a while. So it's I think that definitely I think it's a good idea to have one game that is the mainstay game, but every once in a while throw in a palate cleanser, try something different. And playing with different mechanics produces a different sort of game. Each system, it really does influence the way that the game feels and plays. So you do miss out if you don't experiment with.
And honestly, even quote unquote rules heavy games, if you commit to putting the effort in, even if the first couple of sessions might suffer a little bit, because there's nothing wrong with learning as you go, as you've said in the comments. Most of these games aren't hard to figure out. You may not like what they produce once you understand it, but you do have to understand it.
Yeah.
So most games, if you just stick with it for a couple of weeks, if you
a couple sessions, you'll get the
it should again, and you don't have to have the entire book memorized, but certainly the core resolution mechanic and the most common maybe secondary circumstances which are going to come up. That being said, Ascendant is still incomprehensible. So
it's not incomprehensible. It's the challenging. Here's what I think is the challenging part, because like I said, I started reading it. The player-facing mechanics are easy as
very
fuck.
easy.
If you're rolling percentile.
After character creation, they're very easy.
Yeah. After you've created your character, there's a lot of it's a lot front-loaded on that. You just roll percentile dice for a challenge and consult a chart to see to
that's it.
What degree
of
you
success
succeed,
or failure.
Success or failure. The GM's portion of this, though, is like, how do I know, like, how many cubic feet of gas are in this thing, or like the pressure?
Yeah.
Like, how do I know? Like, because it's not even like, oh, I have to look up like charts and things like that. It's like, I'm trying to think like how, like the different objects in the world.
I need to be conscious and account for all the different like the physical attributes of the world,
yeah, exactly.
and then calculate them.
Yeah,
I have to do a conversion formula to like a difficulty value.
Yeah, that's the difficult part. Is on the game master.
Yes,
at least that's what appears difficult at the moment.
That's the only difficult part, but it's so difficult.
But it's pretty difficult. Yeah, at least for us math cells.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna skip down because we're already over by a little bit, but we're gonna. Oh wait, I think we got another one of these super chats. Dare to Wonder once again. Thank you, man. I use art to enhance the emotional impact of a moment, same as using music. AI art just doesn't do that, and I can write well enough either way.
I mean, I definitely agree with using art to like enhance. I mean, that's what it is, right? You're enhancing the emotional impact of something, of some piece of writing, right? In an RPG book. So I think some AI art, especially like landscape AI art, is quite good because you're not duplicating figures. There's really AI art can produce pretty easily some very moody or evocative landscapes or cityscapes.
Here's a good question. While I've been convinced by your videos that earnestness is necessary for good role playing, how do you suggest managing that when your group is playing a system you hate? Try to get to a different system if you can.
Yeah, like, explain clearly. If you figure out for yourself why you don't like the game, and then express that, because you're taking the time to consider why these things don't make sense or actually are not producing a good experience, may help sway other people to your point of view, because they probably haven't thought about it either. And then if they don't want to do it, you just have to make the call: is it bad enough to for me to ditch it?
Yeah. Crispy is making pre-gens for you. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
But how do you want to do that technically? Do you want to stream from your place and my place?
Yeah, that'll probably be the best. The best way.
Okay, so you have to bring that with you then.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Man, these guys are great. The only thing that could make me it better is if they knew if they were Christian or not.
if they knew we're a Christian. Yeah.
That probably would make it better.
Not answer.
We'll answer if you super chat. Do you have other GMs in the group? If not, my man, you hold the means of production. Say you're tired and don't want to GM that game no more. Yeah.
Yeah. You ultimately have the power.
You do have the power. You are the one running the game.
Yeah.
Okay, gang, we're now in the realm of chats that they won't have time to read. Wrong.
Yeah.
Blackwatch Games is on a mission from God to bring high-level immersion and atmosphere to tabletop role-playing games. No apologies, no compromises. Yep. He's responding to Brad Berkeley. Let's see. What did he say? Man, these guys are great. The only thing that could make it... Oh, okay, that guy.
Yeah. We are on a mission
from God. I'm very lucky, actually. My friends love to play, but I'm much more tired of the system than they are. None except I have yet taken the plunge to trying to run other games.
Well, yeah, if you're running it, you have all the power.
Yeah.
Get your game to a logical conclusion and say we're doing this.
Yeah. I mean, just kill everyone.
Yeah.
You know how many like they'll generally if you play a game, well, unless you're playing, well, maybe 5e. 5e that might be difficult to actually kill them.
No, you could set the
set
the difficulty value.
But my thing is, it's like you just like they're gonna get themselves killed anyway, at least in my games. But 5e that might be I don't know. You could set some arbitrary encounter, but you don't just want to be like, well, fuck your characters. You know, it's like,
hey, I've been rolling this pancreatic cancer roll since session 1, and it's over for
not looking good. Yeah. We've been in one long game for almost 2 years.
Damn.
Now, so they're not interested in switching abruptly to whatever else I would want to run. Okay.
Well, again, you said
they all die.
Yeah.
Then you have a chance to do that.
Or put the game on hold. Get it to a stopping point. Say we can revisit it later, but want to try something else.
Yeah. Oh, here's actually okay. Well, hold on. I guess we missed another one by this one. One long game for almost 2 years. Yeah. Vid says, then work through it. 5e is a great system if you know what you're doing. So here is the thing. If you are playing 5e, read the Dungeon Master's Guide and actually apply what's in there, because from what I understand and from people that I trust a lot, that is the book that no one uses in that game, and it is to their own detriment. There's a lot of really good stuff. You can make 5e work for you, most likely. And there's ways you can make it deadlier as well. And those rules for making it deadlier, they're just in the DMG. Like they're there waiting for you to adopt them. Did we get another one? We did. John Smith for $2 to keep it an eternal mystery unless he outbids me.
Well played.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $2, man.
Yeah. At Squat Bench Deadlift, oof, they might be the most based YouTubers I know who aren't about politics. Exactly.
True.
If you knew what you're doing, you wouldn't be playing 5e. Taco Bell causes a blood bowl. Nice. For context, I'm not the GM currently. Okay, so you don't care. You don't have all the cards. And 5e certainly has its place, but that's far away from me. Well, in that case, you offer to run the game and run the coolest fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
You can even make pre-gens for them. Just run the better game and they will come.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here.
Honestly, if you suggest running anything, the GM would probably be relieved.
Yeah, I know.
And will probably actually usher the game to a rapid conclusion.
Yeah. Weak North American digestive tract. Also, I hate this damned iPad app. Let me throw $10 for Christ's sakes. Why the $9.99 option? We do appreciate the $9.99 though.
Yes.
Bum bum bum. I have a good friend who does really good art, and I like to support him, but I really can't afford him most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a concern.
The best safety tools is being in real life friends with your players. Yeah.
Yeah. Be normal.
Yeah.
It's the best safety tool.
Be normal. Yeah. You know, if you have a passion for what you're doing and it moves you and the artist gives a damn and you communicate it to them, the art will be worth it.
Probably. Yeah. If that's the dynamic, that probably means good things.
Drawing as good as the early D&D books is not hard. Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
If you guys ever head a bit south of that liberal shithole Austin, the wife and I would love to hang out with y'all.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah. I appreciate the encouragement. We've actually discussed it, but they have this sunk cost mentality about our current campaign. Why not just finish the game 3 to 6 more months? How do they know when it's going to finish?
Yeah.
Blow up the railroad.
Yeah.
Find a way.
It was never. Yeah. That was never an option.
Yeah. If you use minis in role-playing games in any form, you are the enemy. Then reintroduce the idea of transition in 3 to 6 months. Solo till then. You're their friend, not provider, man. They will understand. My buddies used shell casings as minis. Nice. Dice can work better than minis because you can easily track HP or use the number as an identifier.
That is true.
That is true. Session 0 fun. In the 80s, character creation was session 1. For my money, it's the people and story at the table that makes or breaks the experience. I don't care about the system like ever. I'm flexible to a fault. The people are the most important. The players
that
at the
is
table,
true.
100% the most important thing. All right. You've failed your conditioning disease check and have been infected by Ozzy Dahaka's plague of brown. Please describe how your character violently shits himself. Come on. Can't read that one. Also, Theater Kid vampire players like typo negative. I'm so surprised. Yeah. I know. Shocking, right?
Yep.
I got, when I was in high school, I got the silent film version of Nosferatu rescored with typo negative. That's fucking awesome. I think they even made like a song for it, or at least they included the like music video for it on the DVD. It was like Black Number 1 or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Many kids first playing D&D became possessed by demons. True. Okay, you guys are talking about lots of stuff. Can't stay for long, but just want to pop in and say you did an excellent job on your stop performing video. Explain the issue perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, really
good to
appreciate
see you.
it. Ascendant needs a GM's handy helper.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, there's a GM screen that has, I think, all of the relevant charts you need. Like, you would need the charts there for sure.
You definitely need the
charts. But my thing is, it's like, how am I just supposed to know that a semi truck is this many pounds and counts as this many supermetric points? That's the thing where I'm like, how am I supposed to estimate this shit? I don't fucking know.
Or worse, again, like to the point about like, okay,
maybe it's explained in the book. I haven't read all of it yet.
Well, I mean, like that's an easier thing to just remember, or to like, okay, it's a light truck, it's a cement truck.
Yeah.
But I have no fucking idea what the air density of like the toxic fume is.
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take before it suffocates everybody in the room? I need to know what, like, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck it is. The area or the pressure value of this gaseous substance in order to assign an appropriate difficulty value.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I highly recommend anyone here at least give RCIA a shot, which I think is returning Catholic something adult. It's the thing where you're an adult and you come back to the church.
Oh, okay. It's like
even if you're not interested in converting, it provides healthy community building and teaches you cool stuff.
Well, community building of any sort is important in this.
I wonder if they're Christian. He knows what RCIA is off the top of his head. Strangely enough, does not actually answer the question. How easy is it for one to fuck up doing a system of his own, taking a full system as a basis?
What do you mean taking a full system as a basis, or like as a
I don't know what
inspiration?
That means,
If you're taking a full system as a starting point, it seems like you already have like a system.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I would say whatever you do, there's no reason not to try it.
Yeah. I was amazed to discover that there was a channel that respectfully deals with the fact that RPGs are games, not exercises in performance art.
Yeah.
Well, that was our most respectful video. Not all of them are so respectful.
Right. In fact, none of them are.
None of them are. That was the most conciliatory video we've ever made. But glad that you found it.
Yes.
Yeah. I like Dunk South's comments, but unfortunately he has an anime profile picture, which I cannot tolerate.
Sad.
Got to turn in and get some shut-eye. Great stream as always. See y'all Black Lodge later. Thank you, man.
Take care, man. Have a good night.
I Either ditch Francis and Vatican II or Catholicism can't be serious. All right.
The conundrum.
Yeah, the papists are arguing in the chat again. 5e tends to be easy for new players and is easy to manipulate for advanced ones.
Probably true.
The 5e DMG vomit. Read Vatican II, my man. It's actually pretty based. The people who are executing it completely shit the bed. Once we have the next pope, we can discuss Papa Frank's position.
Mr. Max is having an aneurysm.
Oh man. LeMayo, the Vatican II debate happening in here. Welcome to the Black Lodge. Then you must love the French Revolution. This is great. I love the internet. Now the religion of God who became man meets the one where man becomes God at the end of V2. Not Gnostic at all. Oh man. Oh god, this is so funny. Would you guys consider doing a video in the future on depth versus complexity in RPGs in response to the wave of rules-light games on the market?
Yeah, check out the Candela Obscura video.
Yeah, that's got quite a bit of stuff about the rules-light versus simulationist kind of stuff.
There probably is more to say.
Yeah.
There's certainly more to say in regards to future videos on V5.
Yeah.
That just there wasn't the space to talk about some of the story gaming aspects
right
of that in our V5 review video.
Yeah, and definitely check out on YouTube. He's Arbiter of Worlds, but Alexander McCrease's channel.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely on the side of crunch, and and Mr. Max is as well. You check his channel out. He's been in the chat up here.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, there's John McGowan actually, he's the pinned comment on the acting versus roleplay video, and it's about this exact issue where he talks about games need to be simple in ways that are meaningful, and they need to be complex in ways that are meaningful. Like there are certain things that need complexity. You don't want things that are needlessly complex. You don't want things that, but it's like the rules actually have to be thought out. And this is like writing computer code as well. It's like writing simple code is more difficult usually than writing a bunch of spaghetti nonsense. Because once you see this, the simple code, you're like, oh, of course, this is so elegant. This works so easily.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes very hard to get there. So I don't know. We will definitely be talking about that in general, because we're going to be making videos about Adventure with Conqueror King, Imperial Imprint, Acts 2. And that is a game that has, again, fairly simple mechanics, but it covers such a broad space, and it seems complex. And
because there are rules for many situations,
and it's also the rules. It is systems based, basically. So, like, you have systems. Like, if you're doing the domain play stuff, things are interacting with each other, and it generates it's relatively simple rules that generates very complicated behavior, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do more stuff on that for sure. Stay mad because it still sucks. This must be the papist still. 5e sucks.
It's 5e. Yeah.
The French Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Are you guys familiar with Burning Wheel? It's the only RPG I enjoy being played. I'm
familiar with it. I tried running it. It was a disaster. It's a weird game because some ideas are really cool and interesting. The life path system is super in depth. The bits, beliefs, instincts, traits, not mechanic, but feature in that game is really cool. And the book looks gorgeous, but I think I hate it more than any other game because the creator is insufferable, and like there's so much about the book, like the actual construction of the book, and there's a very evocative like implied setting, and things like the beliefs and the instincts make this seem like it would be a very good immersive system, but the game wants you and is explicit in wanting you to metagame. They want you to game the system, and that's so abhorrent for like a product that is so good in so many other respects that it's like you've like willfully snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and I can't stand that.
Well, there's
and it's also it just creates so complex.
So we do have a super chat where we have been pulled into a flame war currently happening in our comments.
Right.
So we get to read this for
$10.
Thank you, Vid, for the $10. If you don't like 5e, fine. I spent years playtesting D&D Next with the creators, and it was supposed to be better than 3.5, but it is what it is. Don't like it? Piss off. I am so tired of 5e sucks.
Well, I kind of agree with him now because he pulled a power move by paying $10 to make us spotlight his point. So maybe 5e is good.
Yeah. Roman Catholic initiation for adults. There we go. So I was completely wrong. I had the Catholic right in there. I need to find that film version of Nosferatu. Wife just played Black #1 tonight. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Roman Catholic. Okay, so I just did that. I'm glad to be moving away from 5e. It serves its purpose, but the problems bothered me for years. Respectful shitposting. The short on Candela Obscura and its bait and switch is still going. I know people are still commenting on that thing. Asking if Buttquack became it as an adult. I completely disagree with your reading of this statement from Vatican II in his poetic language. The idea is that by having faith in him, we can be more like God. What's happening here? There's already too much religion for me. I may catch on fire. You fell into the trenches, dude. Oh, man. I'm currently in the process of converting. I just experienced the rite of election. It was overwhelmingly beautiful. Well, congratulations, Buttquack, for submitting to Rome. Welcome to the church, buddy. Let's get back to the Vatican II debate. I played a computer game based on Pathfinder. It was crazy to me to experience the amount of rules that produce no fun.
Seeing a computer take all the rules off my plate really shows me how terrible it actually is.
Burning Wheel is, in my opinion, near unplayable, but it is one of my biggest inspirations in my own design.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it, but have to respect it.
Yeah. Mr. Max, he's been skimming your game. Do you have a live play of it? Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it will come. Exactly. We need to figure out whether or not 5e is appropriately applying the dogma of the Roman Catholic Church. How effective is this for catechesis? I committed the error of letting myself run 5e for 8 sessions. At least one child died, so good. We got another one. Oh, is that all it takes? Here's $10 to declare loud and proud that 5e sucks ass.
Yes.
This is awesome. More. $10. 5e sucks. Level static testing rules classes. The D20, the woke, there's practically nothing good about it except it's baby's first RPG.
Oh my God.
This is so
awesome.
Funny. Thank you guys. Oh God. Advanced Warfare with the super chats. You're welcome, I guess. Thank you, man. Oh God. A few more of those super chats and the boys will be able to afford a single 5e book. Oh, shit. I'm new to this channel. What systems do y'all normally play? Oh, man. Lots of different stuff. We played lots of...
Vampire.
Lots of Vampire in my past. Within the Ring of Fire, which is a 2D8 game.
I played and run RuneQuest before and hope to be getting back to that soon.
Currently running Adventure Conqueror King, which is a D20 a D20 based game. And
Shadows of Esther, which we've already talked about. I've run,
which is a D10.
I've run that. Yeah.
All RPGs suck if you play them long enough. Do you hate but respect Fatal? Fatal's hilarious. Dude.
It is hilarious. The fact that it came out of 4chan is hilarious.
I was like, this is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
RPG is legit my way to the Gnostic experience on the Crowley. Any updates on the Golem front? Only that we're writing.
We're writing it.
Yeah, we're writing. So not yet, but if you join the locals, you will get the first updates on that.
Yes. Yes.
I had no idea things would spin out of control like this. Welcome to our chat. Just started TTRPGs and joined a 5e game. All gave tieflings. 5e bros don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. I literally sold one of my alternate art 5e books earlier today. One step closer to buying X2. Nice. Imagine being new to this channel and you see this chat. Did y'all want to end it with a bang? Time to crusade, my friend. I like Shadowrun Traveler, and I'm currently running a game that mixes Free League's Alien with Twilight 2000.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
I love the Shadowrun setting. I've never played or run it.
Oh, you guys play RPGs here? I thought this was a relationship advice stream.
Yeah.
You would probably give much better relationship advice than everyone else on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Jeebus, are either of you even old enough to play RuneQuest? Yes.
Indeed.
If you're ever south of that liberal shithole Austin, let's hang out, even if you are a dirty V2 supporter. We were in the religious segment. Guys, we need to let him go to bed. Tieflings should never have been in the player's handbook. True. Oh my God, we caught up. Do the Catholics get paladins, or is that just Christians? Give me one good argument as to why the church should not recreate its military and call all Christian men to crusade to retake.
I cannot give a good argument as to why that should not be the case.
Tieflings might only be bad because they attract a certain kind of person. BRP has not started to suck yet.
I would agree.
Yeah, how many San Antonio people are here? Maybe come up to Austin and hang with us sometime.
Yeah.
If knowing the system is important to role-playing, then every added mechanic and layer of complexity is a barrier, no? Yeah, it can.
As long as the complexity, again, serves a purpose.
If it serves a purpose, yeah. I like simple core mechanics. Simple mechanics that you can get, interface with very quickly.
Yeah, get in and out.
Yeah, but also know how your actions work and everything like this. Like basically pull your weight at the table. Pull your weight. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, whatever mechanics you're typically going to interface with, you should know them.
I have never actually seen an evil tiefling player character. That's fucking insane.
That does not surprise me at all. Yeah.
Tiefling, I did it. I ruined the game, but tiefling as a concept is fine. But like you said, the people it attracts are the problem. Catholics aren't Christians. Christians read the Bible. Catholics don't. Correct. We don't need to read it because we wrote it. Not San Antonio, north of there, but between Austin and San Antonio.
Okay,
nice.
So closer.
So like maybe Buda, Kyle, or
what's that place?
New Braunfels?
Yeah. Cool.
Currently in San Antonio on business for the next 2 weeks, actually.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
Let me see if we can get a meetup.
Yeah, we were thinking about that.
We were thinking about doing a meetup up here in Austin again soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, let's check the calendar and
we'll let you guys know if you subscribe to the locals.
Yeah,
we'll post about it there as well, and on Twitter.
Yeah.
If each you could wish a complete RPG to pop into existence, what would it be? Mine is historical, mythic, medieval, Christian Africa with demons and Muslim versus demons and Muslims.
Well, we don't have to because we are in the process of dreaming up our ideal RPGs.
Yeah,
plural.
Yeah. The original Planescape TSR Planescape Tiefling was really cool. WotC ruined them and made them attractive to blue-haired girls.
Yeah.
Having a demon from hell be evil would be problematic.
I know, right?
Oh, man. Tieflings as a playable race first appeared in the 3E bestiary, but were supposed to be extremely rare and need to hide their infernal nature to avoid discrimination. Yeah. No, to avoid being like crucified and like burned at the stake and shit.
Yeah.
There are only two ways I play Tieflings as PCs, either very evil, but with the ability to make friendships and work with people, or good and religious, but in a constant struggle against their nature. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, simple core mechanics, exactly. This is also correct. Tieflings were a playable race in 2E Planescape. Oh, shit, we got another one. $5. It would be a pleasure meeting you, gentlemen, and buying you a drink and a civilized smoke. Yeah, man. Well, let's follow us on Twitter. We'll post it on Twitter and our YouTube community posts and stuff like that. We'll put it out there, but we'll get something set up for next week.
Definitely.
Hey guys, recently discovered your channel. Currently finishing up an RPG that me and my team have been working on for a while.
Nice.
Any advice on building a brand? Start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the only advice, because that's the only thing that we've done.
Yeah.
And has been the core strategy so far for building our brand is to make a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Talk about your inspirations. Talk about
the games,
what the stuff that makes you passionate, what it does.
What is your perspective?
Yeah. Be your own hype man.
Yeah.
And just
and don't be apologetic about it.
Yes. Anything. Yeah. Do not try and build bridges. Just talk about the stuff that is exciting and unique and interesting about your vision.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Did we miss any super chats? I don't think we did.
I think we're caught up there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, this is so funny. This was such a funny chat.
Yeah.
Incredible work, guys.
We're solving so many problems. We're educating people and inspiring people in RPGs. We're reunifying Christendom.
Yeah.
We're settling to bed the AI issue.
Yeah.
So many good things.
We're helping our subscribers do violence verbally against each other.
That's true.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
All right, guys, but we are going to end the stream right here. It was wonderful.
Yeah, this was awesome.
And we do this every Thursday for any of you guys who are new out there.
Oh, yeah.
We do this every Thursday, and we've got more videos on the way. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Sorry, Buckquack, we got to go. But hold on. Someone's agreeing with us, but we got to read that one. I agree with BLG. No one will want to help you when they find out you're their competition. Must be with AI art or something.
Yeah, or maybe you're
building a brand.
Building a brand. Yeah. Just do your own thing. Don't apologize for it.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to end the stream.
All right, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.